Please, George, think about what you said. For real. I don't want to hear any of this place about it. I'm tired of giving it away. You know that not everything is going to be like I said earlier. We all have to be free. If you're not here when I get going, I don't want this video show. Stop up acting like you say all this stuff. Can I ask you something then, George? It better not be some BS apology. No, it's my gun. Then what is it? What are your plans after we're done with it? Excuse me, what is serious? What do you plan to give us? Well, what I do after and who I am, or I'm not going to do with it, is none of your damn business. Come on, kid. I can tell you guys that I am immediately hopping off after this stupid game. It doesn't seem yesterday, it's just a gift for you, and I just don't want to think about it every damn time. You got it. Just enjoy the plan. You can find the best George, to be honest, I don't even know what the score is looking like right now. I'm going to put it up to the spot right now. I can see down, but I still have that house to sell. Yeah, it's kind of looking like first place is yours to lose, a lot. I should put it on the north field with happy opportunity to make this a competitive game. We'll see about that. But you're going to get the retirement bonus, and I'm assuming you'll go with the bucket list, right? Yeah, I need to keep at least one of my friends here. I think the only Now, it probably won't matter since you just got the maximum profit from that house. Things are looking great. I won't lie. Ain't that the truth? My fourth the job is not finished. I can't celebrate until I see that first place. Okay, Barack. Stop trying to make me feel better by quoting one of the things I said. It wasn't my intention. If you really felt this way, you wouldn't have said this kind of thing way. Oh, so that's you want to talk to me. You want to sleep in because you're trying to get me to stay. You don't actually care. That is simply not true, George. I can see right through you guys. I can tell that you guys are trying to act all accommodating and nice to me, so I can stay. That's not the case. I'm going to tell you again, though, I'm leaving, and nothing will change my mind. George, we can't force you to think a certain way, but I just want you to think about this as we finish up the game. Well, sometimes in life, Donald, what you want is not what you will get. You at least got 100 days into the You think I care at this point? It's the only thing I care about is seeing the final result, so I can leave. Well, just based off of my last turn, it looks like the Rock will be winning this game for sure. Looks like losing 100K like that basically eliminates my chances at win. Yeah, whatever. I mean, we're one step closer to finishing up the game. Oh, there's still second place, third place, and fourth place, right? That's true. Might as well try getting the highest position possible. George was able to stack it down off. It's too late for me right after the game against Spice. Even then, Barack, the chances of me making a comeback are still extremely slim. Honestly, who cares? What's the reason for it? We're playing a damn video game. What's your point? It's not like we're trying to figure out how to end world hunger. I get what you do, George, but a lot of people play video games to help distract themselves from the reality of this world. That is indeed true. Well, with the way that you guys play video games, what about if you be accomplishing the opposite? Like I said, George, why are you talking? We're all trying to work on ourselves so we don't have any sessions that impact us negatively moving forward. That was a whole lot of talk, Joe, but not enough results to back that talk up. Well, every day to work in progress. I'm not supposed to hear. Oh, you don't have to say that. Here's what? I know you guys aren't perfect. In fact, you guys aren't perfect. Come on, George. You don't have to be like that. Be like what, Donald? You mean being truthful? Sometimes the truth hurts. Okay, well, if you wanted to talk about the game, I just got a 50K vote. But you also got a high roll. That's true. You're going to need some low rolls. But feel free to get a high roll so we can finish up the game sooner. George, you don't have to feel obligated to stay if you don't want to. Seriously, Donald, why in the hell would I take crap from you guys for 30 minutes and not even see the final results? Well, good news for you, George. Yes, I got a pretty high roll, so I'm pretty sure you'll get your wish soon. You're going to try selling your house? Well, yeah. The other option's pretty average, so it's not like I had a choice. And you got pretty screwed over there because you have 3 attempts at it. Okay, enough with the chit-chat. Let's get a move on. You're going as fast as you can for it. Let me tell you how it's done. It's not that difficult. George, we're spinning a wheel here. You're not going any faster than us. It's fine, guys. No need to be impatient. Well, I got things to do and things to do. If you don't mind me asking, like what? Well, I do mind you asking. So I am not going to answer your question. All right, you don't need to get into it again. Ain't that the good thing? We're almost done for the one too long of the way. You guys really have to gap during this time. Don't say what we got. I'm not trying to hear you guys talk as I'm saying. You can always use us whenever you like to. Okay, if it's someone's voice, I don't want to hear it. If yours goes. Come on, George. The voice is that consistent. Okay, George. It's one thing if you don't want to talk with or play with us. But it's another other things to just be flat out mean. Oh, I mean, you don't have to be like that. Okay. Please, let's not get into it. We're almost there, guys. Then you better hope and pray that Bill gets a high road. He'll be fine, sir. We're going to be stuck here forever. All right, well, it's finally my turn. Let's see what ends up happening. Honestly, the score between us, Bill, is too far apart. Yeah, I figured that. I feel like if you had an extra turn or two, you could have made things happen. Well, it doesn't, now. It's about game time. We finish the game. Deep breath. Now, please get to the final result so we can see who won. Well, they're coming soon enough, George. They better be. I just want to ask you this one last time, though, before you go. I'm not sure about everything. Did you happen to hear what I said, Donald? I told you that I'm not sticking around. Well, whatever it is that you decide to do moving forward, so I'll look everything for you. Just remember, George, you can always come back if you want to. What in the hell? Just know that you are not to blame entirely for all of this. Fact! That's pretty comical of you to say that, Barrage. One final time, and I'm out of here. Don't call me. Don't text me. Don't come to my house. Don't bother me. I don't want to be near anyone. We'll respect whatever you want, George. Oh, really? Now, here are the final results from Cuban One. This thing got to hurry up. I'm not feeling the best. Wait, what? What do you mean you're not feeling the best? Here we go. Are you okay? Come on, George. You don't have to leave now. Like I said, Joe still on the call? Yeah, I'm still here. What's up? Nothing. I was just wondering, I guess. What's the deal, guys? Okay, I'm going to make a decision for all of us if you don't mind. What is it, Bill? Joe, I want you to join Donald and Barack again. Wait, what? Donald and Barack have made significant improvements from the last time we played with them. I've seen it all. They care a lot about this film, and all they need to do is play with me without all the drums. Can you do that? Christmas said join Donald and Barack. What about you? I'm going to go make sure George is okay. What? I will be with him to make sure he gets better. I can't let him be alone if that makes sense. I get it. Please, Joe, just trust me on this. All right, Bill. The best of luck. You three will be fine. I'll catch you guys later. Bill. Until then, Bill. Yo, you got your game updated now? Just all of it's done. All right, awesome. I just got my door down to it. Anyway, expect some guests joining us. We're going to play them anyway. Did you just hear? Did you sound a bit different than you just did a couple minutes ago? My bad, you had something in my throat. Sound like the rock changed something like that. Thanks. Okay, compliment this. How do y'all on back? No way. George, you're back. That's right, Joey. What's the joke? Not much. Just a minute grounded as a fence post, that's all. Boy, you don't understand how happy I am to see you here right now. Holy shit. All good, Donnie? Yeah. You'll know well, it's a bit hard to explain. Especially if you don't want to go in the original. Let's do it. Last time I checked, you got some secret breaking out. Maybe I want to put George those. Looks like we all got a word to say, except Joey, maybe I don't know about it. Oh, no, I think Bill got it. Hey, what? So what game mode you trying to play? I think we got to go with the classic today. I think you got to love you. Oh, yes, all right, let's run it down. Yeah, this Fortnite game was still young. I'm sure we could hope for the speed then. Yeah, I was wondering that one too. What do you mean this kid has so much more? I think he's got about as much more as the company in this place. I don't know what that means, but it sounds like that. It's not my fault if you don't think it is. But it's my game, so. Hey, man. Well, yeah, Joe is a default.
Exactly. Skill issues from him. If you show a skip like the basics, look at the right slip and push fire. Not taking his fingers to someone who's still 42. Come on, homie, I've been rocking this Steelers ass since 09. I can't just switch up like that.
Donald, I feel like you can't be talking in your epic ideas. XX for Don, 4587XX.
Okay, then speed up here. First of all, the XX is what shows as hell. And the 45 and 47 resemble values of 46 and 47 present.
Well, you've got the 45th unlocked, so let's see how this 47th one plays out.
Oh, trust me, I'll beat that bitch. Well, as long as Barrett doesn't read that shit, I know.
Yeah, definitely. Anyway, why is my map so freaking gray? I can't see anything.
That means this is probably going to play in a while. This is a new map. You got to go to the spot.
Okay, what are we trying to drop that game?
Let's run some of the stores because that's got to be hidden spots. Alright, I don't see a single other soul under the house.
I mean, yeah, you went with your store deal, probably to save your deal right at the end. Then I'm dropping it in. It's calm, Donald.
Yeah, as long as we're all here with chiller than molasses in January.
What the fuck is the molasses? Where are we going?
We're going to restore deals, Joe. Where are you?
Oh, I don't know. I just should have done it. Joe, we can drop out the first man. Wait, I was supposed to jump out of it?
Is this Mother Mary Joe? Yes, you were supposed to jump out of the goddamn bus.
Oh,
Joe, I can't just say I'm shocked. Wait,
whatever, man. It's been a while since I played this game.
it has for me too. And even I can remember you're supposed to jump out the bus.
It's our homie Joe we're talking about. He's got a whole different memory line.
Every ride, certainly.
Yeah. Well, what do I do now?
Well, Joe, you can try your darndest to survive and then make your best for it for the rest of the week.
Okay, well, I just got to see any steps. What do you got?
Joe, I've answered that question probably all the time. Let's do it here.
Oh, yeah, I just got myself started.
No, you still have a second one soon enough.
Well, my piece of gun.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, crap, guys, I hear a gunshot.
It's okay, Joe. Just stay calm and don't put yourself into the contest.
That's the first thing you do. Oh shit, I got a chainsaw.
No, Joe, don't get hell. Get in there and run up the bus.
Bill is spitting back. Joe, don't be
Oh,
All right, just do whatever I guess.
who the fuck is this guy? I don't want to say this chainsaw. Oh, what the fuck? Goddamn, still don't do it.
go down with it for
I tried to kill it. It's the road to get hell and got me.
Don, why would you build it in the street?
I don't know. I just want to reach
the bubble thing. You really just played yourself with that.
Oh, crap, Bill, I didn't ask for your opinion.
Go down the one you're running. I had help on the wall.
Don't tell me now what the heck happened. No way to go to Scott.
There's a switch coming from you.
Oh, shut up, bro. I'm back now. Let's see what it is. The fucker that killed me was sergeant trying to get your deal closed.
Right, man, I think Joe going into the attack of this and gas.
No shit it was. That's like letting Kamala enter your Minecraft server and expecting her not to
Well, let's be probably specific.
That's the revised. Nah, man, that's a whole ass thing.
That. Wait, actually, I mean, now, let's go get a Joe. I think we can help out.
Yeah, let's go.
If you can make it come down and get me a suit of this place, please.
Thanks for the fellow, Johnson. I guess I'll have to pull up to his time for Operation State Joe. Yippee.
We'll say I'm quite surprised you're wanting to save Joe here since out of character.
Who was trying to get on his good side or something?
What? No, of course not. I just want to save our great friend and group leader, Joe. Anyways, hey, George, how the hell are you even here? Where's the grounded?
Well, yeah, after the whole sleepover thing on ground, I've been grinding out some new Super Mario Bros. on the DS to teach myself how to play. However, my dad said I could still play the shooting games in the days of time.
Most kids are real. Damn, I didn't know that's good. Heck, and I got it.
No, we can still grab you and reboot, don't sweat.
Oh,
Well, Donald, you know I could still play if you would answer one of my damn calls.
wait, what?
So I've been calling you guys nonstop and see what the rock for Joe is.
You guys been ghosting G-Dubs? Damn, that's shallow.
It is my bad, dude. Guess I just didn't have your number saved. You know, I've been getting a lot of calls. As for Joe, I couldn't tell you.
Sorry, George, I didn't see your calls either. I had to get a new phone because my phone got locked.
You locked your phone and had to get a new one?
Yeah, I forgot the passcode and couldn't get into it. Still had to buy me a new phone and everything.
Why didn't you just ask Hunter if she could use his credit?
Good one, Donnie.
Oh, shut up, man.
The Joe could have just called right away, but honestly shouldn't have done. But still, the person I was honestly most surprised about was the rock not answering. weeks on top of that. All right, everyone.
That's what broker office and acted weird as hell, man. It's not alone.
Thanks, Will. I'll show it.
Well, for starters, we added Kamala to the fucking Minecraft series. Fighting shit, not shit. And then they blazed the absolute shit out of her. Also, shit, take it back 21.
That's strange when Kamala is the damn nominee of the Biden.
Yo, it's a great shit you couldn't.
Seems like it's a squad wife.
Yeah, and Jordan stole my kill.
My bad, Donnie.
They made Oliver Perry and Kamala had a lot of fun playing yesterday about squad wife. I mean, yeah, you know, that's the damn problem. You guys all know each other, but I don't know Kamala. I think they just need to be played like, no, fuck off. Donald, no, bro, I don't want to hear it. I know it.
All right, boys, we've already been through the Donald for us. We skidded our sleep over, and I would rather not have that happen second time.
But George, this is different, man. I can tell this is different.
I understand that, but let's not get ourselves too heated up here. We've got to do some things to keep the show everything out.
George is cooking with that one. We got to stay locked in.
Yep, let's just worry about saving our calendar for the
All right, fine. Go get Joe.
Okay, we know your reboot card is required. And if I'm correct, this will be a reboot round later.
Yeah, thank you, George.
No problem, sir.
Come pick me up when you're all done with that.
Yeah, I got you, Don.
Joe, I'm headed your way to George, rolling up in the Wrangler. Wrangler? The Jeep Wrangler, it has 4 seats.
Oh, man, that shit's not a Wrangler.
No? It's got the spare tire and everything.
Yeah, but it's not a Jeep. It's actually a Mercedes-Benz G-Wagon. The Wrangler look like I don't know.
All right, whatever, bro.
Okay, Joe, we ride him back.
I'm here, too. Awesome sauce. You know, George, you do seem like the type of dude who hears a Wrangler.
Now, what did you find out today?
Yeah, I'm back. Oh, I don't know. This someone?
In the marathon of life, the greatest is here to push the obstacles aside, so that you can run smoothly, no matter what comes your way. And when it's time for that end of the quarter push, please cross the finish line beside you. Please, the video discovery platform encloses for more.
I challenge my team to work with me to build a new himself. That is exactly what we are doing. We are not encumbered by the past. We are building something wonderful. We would throw away performance for having some weird-ass looking car.
Now, the Jeep does just what I need it to anyway. I bet the BMW can't drive off road.
Okay, well, yeah, no, it can, but it still looks dope as hell. Much better than Joe's fucking vehicle.
You bring me this stuff.
Take my car out of this, and Joe's going to fight over these roads. I hope that's what you know, hands down. Of course, you drive it home. Get there with that. It means exactly what it means. Like, whatever road you choose. Okay, guys, I'm waiting. Come pick me up. I ain't got all day. Patience will be real this thing. You know what Bill said.
Oh, don't you worry, Donnie. I'm coming right to you.
Huh? What the hell is that? Oh, what the? George, you son of a bitch.
Right on target, baby. Two strikes.
Oh,
Go to the full shoot.
here we go. You know what? I'm adding that to the test. Number 5? No, the hill.
Yeah, because I thought it was like 2 on the second.
Oh, I'm driving. Oh, yeah, Donald has been counting the amount of times he's almost died in the game. He could have been assassinated.
That's interesting.
Yeah, man, the first one, the real life one. The third is when I almost died by gravel and mine. And the fourth is when me and Barack almost got died by the gas. Now, this is the
Yeah,
fifth.
that's not how it works.
Okay, anyway, it's just a real weird.
I'm sure maybe Sleeping Field at the new location.
Hey, I'm always the freaking field sounds good. Let's get freaky.
Okay, you didn't have to say that, sir.
I thought you made it freaking field.
If only Mr. Carter were here for this.
No, this is a pumpkin match. You know, Bill, I'm not shocked if you find this much enjoyment out of freaking field. Oh, come on, Bill, you know what I'm getting at. No, bro, they ain't following what you're trying to say. That's why I'm asking. I shit, those guys over here, fellas. Yes, that combo can wait. It's like others are trying to get freaking too.
Bill, what did I just say about throwing a word out there?
No way you can hide it and scared from. That's wild. Okay, crack that dude. And he's down.
Good shit, Bill.
Fresh. There's more of them over there. It's probably easily fixed.
On my way.
I'm coming.
Okay, I give up with trying to get you to stop saying this shit. Yeah.
Trust me, George, I've tried. You're fighting an uphill battle.
Okay, I knocked one. Trust me, Donald, I'm aware.
The time to finish the competition. Just as I said. Let's comments aside. Just straight running people over the public doing best. You know, you can drive the car straight back. I'm trying my best out here.
Hey, I'm going to figure it out. I'm sorry, my friend. It took your time to
Damn.
get the first road.
It's not another food.
Is it just me, or did we get a lot more than 4 people?
I mean, yeah, we third party go glam. Holy crap, I got it. Come on, bro, Billy. Yeah, there you go, buddy. Good shit. There we go, baby.
Nice squad, white fellas.
Yeah, me and my other friends are the same age. We've already got 7 kills. Dang, I only got 1.
Yeah, 5.
As I've said, freaking feels really is good. How come Come on, Bill, you're freaking hell. We all know this. Okay, Donald, just because I think you know it's pretty good, you know.
Yeah, Bill, that's still a crazy thing to see now.
No, Bill, just because you're studying. I mean, I am studying this. You know what I'm saying? Bro, studying that anatomy. Yes, sir, yes, sir.
I can't believe you buy it. You ever gonna tell you?
You fucking killed me. I'm gonna ride this shit out as long as I can. I don't believe that. In fact, I'm actually going for another study session in like an hour. Oh shit, have fun with that. I'm on your side. Fuck.
This is our top unit power play right here. This unit's gonna fucking pop off.
Got guns, Bill, I'll give you that. It sounds like there's something to do with project. No, that's the back, Bill.
Yeah, that's my shit. Don't let me see how that shit's yeah, that's the island. Let's go to the island.
This is a little boy, not the driver's license.
Oh, hey, I never considered the reason why Caroline's company was blaming you because you're doing that business or what. How bro, just ask me out. I went to the maybe because I didn't have experience. I digress. No people over here because that's so young. Oh, I guess I was talking back much in this place. Exactly. Tom was just kept making joke after joke. And don't even get me started about that stupid laugh.
That laugh is like man stuff.
First, the young man was taking that. I don't know.
Mama, what's that?
You better stole my kill. No one even paid attention. Talking about God, David. I got no interaction.
Well, for what it's based on what you said, I got the bad part.
He's the most strongest guy. I appreciate that guy. Okay, I'm going to the time.
You know, Bill, looking at the structures on the island now, I can see there's almost thousands of things.
Please shut the fuck up. Okay, guys, I'll be up there in a second. It's not the focus line of the meeting. What are you talking about? Captain America still plays for the same America in the game, just like in real life. Okay, Joe, let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, Joe, let's put it in your market. Oh, what the heck? Not really get yourself back into that. And that was fun. Y'all better stop playing the stuff that's out on Iron Man. Oh, yeah, I took the Iron Man play too. Oh, damn it, I wanted the Iron Man play.
Well, y'all gonna have to hurry up faster than a little one because the storm is supposed to happen.
God damn it, come on, Joe. Yes, this is fire. Freaking car won't move, man. Yeah, it's probably out of fuel. Oh, well, what do I do then? You're just gonna have to go up the old fashioned. Okay, go see how this goes.
I'm keeping the buckle on all the time just because of where the storm is headed.
Hold up, I want to see the island. You were kind of right, George. It does look like a real nice area. Okay, Donald, don't act like you were friends with that stupid. Okay, well, I wasn't on the list. It happened now.
19-year-old fire fully you veteran on here, which is fine. I don't really care.
Let's do it. Skybase? I can make that. All right, Joe, you got that. Let's do Skybase for a minute. Man, I haven't done a Skybase since what, 2018?
What's the deal? That's interesting.
The real Skybase is kind of lost now. Folks started to take it off. I didn't start now. Yeah, man. I thought he said, let's just try it out. Let me go be in charge of it as the truth okay.
I felt somebody needed to put something.
Yeah, check this out. Joe, what are you doing here, Don? Joe, what are you doing? What do you think I'm making a Skybase?
No, it's not an actual base. It's just good for you to serve the home.
But anytime you can build a wall, why should you pick now?
Not to concern you all the best storm the place is quick.
Especially if you're not sure this or not. It's late, you say, what the fuck? Yeah, Joe Cook, did he burn down the whole kitchen? Whatever, man.
All right, we're going to do the Skybase.
Thank you. Hurry up.
Okay, then one of y'all take over. My master is busy.
I'll take over George.
You do that.
This seems like a bad idea, George.
Hey, God says in the Bible to get all the senses. Anyway, Joe, we're approaching the circle. Let's stop around here.
You know what, now? Oh, crap.
Well, shit.
Oh, son, we're fixing that tracker. I ran out of wood. Don't worry, Bill. I got you in here. Hey, Phil, man just falling off the Skybase. Good to be me.
Hey, Don, let's test this.
Huh? Oh, what the fuck? George, you texted me some shit.
Hey, Don, set yourself up for that one. Come on.
Kind of not going to lie. That's assassination attempt number 6, I'd say. We'll give you money just a little more. And there you can thank you, Bill, and thank you for nothing, George.
No problem. Anyway, what is it?
Maybe they're building weapons of mass destruction of the people.
Settle down it. I'll shit. The storm is coming down already.
This mass destruction thing. Good shot up the bed. That's it. That's bad if you do it. If you stuck up and down, there's no way to get down. Honestly, I think you can give it a way out.
Let's just put my down. I've got a way out.
Wait, that's one.
Down at the lift room and put the fly too.
You want to do that? Okay, you shut up. All right, well, whatever then. Enjoy flying on your room, Christine O'Donnell looking at.
I'm not gonna lie, this room is actually pretty dope. It's like a don't start the drive.
I hope you got the same shit as the other man and building do something good. Okay, I get it. You guys can try and I can't.
I think there's one more guy.
Don't worry, Donnie, I can't fly either. Well, no shit, you can't.
In our family, designing golf slopes is never about facing turns. It's about solving the real problems for golfers. We come to work with that mindset every day, focused on the challenges that we all face. From T740 to T40.
Yeah, Joe, you struggle to get up the stairs at the airport.
In this video, I'm sharing 10 of the very best styling questions both players can discuss. And first one I have a list, did you know that any talent might have been shown as less than parent and guidance some obscure features of how they could have no use for it. I'm talking about this good next time, portraits of steel by hand spot, study of pictures, lectures of a pirate, and executing first line that feels completely separate from the rest of the game. Which raises the question, how on earth did so many factors in it? Well, primarily because it all started on which house needs physical education, the doctors. But what's that I hear you say? Aren't it with how jobs where you censorship your soul sign is not branded on DLC? Well, yes, but that's part of the problem. As when you're at Sunshine, setting sails when locking tired expansions were up against you will probably not go to the office. Get by country warehouses, might have a conversation with you guys. However, this guy is perfectly salary and voices have a description of skill. When you speak to authors, people explain that it's easier higher than it's serving the potential of the life. This talent is with the pilot movement, the right thing. She also suspects that they are being hired by the rockers and trade and to treat the theory as a good nearby office and skilled translation and a quick draft which you affect the description and scattered and pirates. It also reveals that by saying contact is a capitalism is false. It is important that the same says following the activist flag and revealing the location of its local island. This is a place goes Oz, and he also reveals that there is just a lady who tells him that it's during the Irish so then, despite being a great soldier, sailor, sort of employer, it's apparently war jobs infiltrating and reported by Irish Islands, completely unknown. Once reaching top of the fort, you confront Calvin himself, who is presumably absolutely livid that his entire operation has been rumbled just with an old mind-blowing handling rubber outside the world. Defeating Calvin, finds himself on surrounding island. Hello. And by the way, it's common to suspect that the distributor and the barrel is open to soldiers. But yes, it doesn't look like it's not compared with this one. Moving on to Skyrim's Ghost Bus, that kicks off an enscarred middle inn that's located well off the Mitchell Track on the western part, which is the first reason that so many process. The second reason for doing that to actually begin the quest is where to bring the within and it goes sneaking that room when you first arrive at the old world inn and specifically the Hades, it is simply conflict that the whole thing is saying it's still like a scam. You roll down on high sleepers held well in a sales pitch about nighttime reception, you first and most celebrate the end of the dinner enjoy a nice restaurant of presumably still venues. Given that now the breakfast of the game is so true to this point, it's all very different varies. However, if you think around the slumber, it turns out that it's understand after all, as the June night will be awakened by its spring coming out rather than and this most different candidate's ghost that you see in the group. And this ghost does seem to be really tired of 10%. Well, I will have at this point unless you to think very good actor, it is simply just a surprise and weird, meaning that she at least is fixing his own mistake. Anyway, you get snapped into the same ghost as you do, and you realise that you seem to think that you're old comrade it turns out LTS made them a promise that they would become sports brothers before they go and set people and it seems a promise and protected ghost that started out the whole even holding himself to the person. The ghost looks explain that it's process and it's all nervous involved in the source, well, so, after you've got good process, you look and once you go back to your social reference finally as you fall to the get sex don't understand there's a lot of Facebook, you don't jump for the so the actual things once concerned because you've got it. Which seems like a totally fair exchange for releasing from external sources. Speaking of science into history, another obscure quest that offers utilizing into the province's story is the time's sacred fire, which actually offers something rather different to Skyrim's typical quest. Instead of clearing a dungeon or restricting something to the artifact, it's sacred files that take you across Skyrim to have this series of special features in hopes of receiving its fate, as well as the world. Now, the reason it's so convenient is because the Christ begins to explain having any mentions in Spain. I understand that you're only realistically going to contemplate that's because of course if you want to study beauty but bang on about it, which definitely going to do later. Anyway, inside these steps you'll find growth and how you have the good inject design and instead of working on your job. And as a staunch fanboy of the Onyx time in particular, it's challenging to take part in an excellent work and been searching to improve your working. If you accept this challenge, you'll accept to crack down several ghosts and creatures selected in the these range from low classes to more substantial areas of this and control. Rather than particularly what makes it to the extent of very stone stuff, you're traveling to both parts of the province, tracking the supernatural creatures, and increasingly trying to build and from the dead as yet fantasy story. But instead offers a nod to the fact that Skyrim and citizens were here long before the sport first experience, and will remain long after the ending happened. The rewards are so those of free rubbish and an amulet that increases your bow damage, as well as reducing damage of the animal by 10%, which doesn't sound that great, however, unless you have the benefits of Skyrim maps installed, the amulet will actually reduce damage across all creatures so the monster, Daedra, and Red, etc., which actually makes it a lot more powerful than the point of description was on. So it's a bit of a mixed bag when it comes to rewards, but much like Rise of News, the feel of Well, this is all becoming English. So, let's move on to one of Skyrim's more disturbing quests. A quest are described as the game's most successful crime horror storytelling, and that offers a rather spicy permanent fun as a reward. If the flow of this quest, it is the one of history's most important and abundant projects on Skyrim's road to and most referenced quest on this list, this was voted as the one However, giving closer look, it turns out to be less. Family who live there, well, it's not a good thing. As you search the building, you'll first discover the place of grandma. According to the journal, his family lived and found the same years then the responsible about anything extended that by a life actually living close to council. But I digress. The journal describes him finding two and find his wife and further find his daughters. Fearing for the safety of the rest of his family, his children, he then descends into the basement to conduct his so the fellow was going to reach the rest of the family. Of course, before doing so, he took the time to write up his name and then face the earth one, which obviously killed the big word. Anyway, the intent proved a bunch of older. Her entries revealed that her younger brother it's the horrifying reality is that the father didn't have to protect himself otherwise. Now let's deal with behind him. What it is lost them both into the monsters and blood. And this is even worse than you might imagine. And things were done in there to basically really the obstetric farm and the young and of the other the farmer and then monster. Then as he wants to through the events of what with other to the inside discovered the father and his cause and most tragedy of all, it turns out that Susie was also Catherine's life events that choose to take her own life rather than face the same thing that was all at the end of the dungeon, you'll make it look like a happy next and the girl is fine, which is headline earlier. You're breaking it. Doing so is saying make her start to the piece of the you're giving down money. So that is and then after victories in arguments, old inns and infested hellholes, have I requested that I direct the people of Skyrim to popular locations with pictures, coveted power is a secret test. You discover this life only time is present instead of the lovely access from both and despite the kind of business whenever you decide however, if it's schools and any activities well as it's both for the which if anything should probably serve as a warning against research. So obviously that is if I do want to continue and rather happily when I also reveal that the written ritual was confiscated and stood for the people. It seems that they think it is it's very interesting that the government is placing based on the correct systems, finding ritual, and summons a great war of violence and rebellions. And at this point, the underwhelming or brutal Despite the fact that Alfred Raymore hired possibly so long already reprehensible, this shooting really develops the process and the substance of the ball and the background actually making it one of the most significant questionable of this entire list. But let's talk about the building and that's ultimately one of the documented stuff. In fact, well, it's introduced from Simon, it's located with offers almost no guidance whatsoever, and the rewards players who pay attention to the surroundings rather than trying to avoid them. So first step starts to I was seeing from this thing. Okay, so the next question on this is not quite as interesting as the other stuff, but it's still one that I suspect serves considerably vastly right? And that's a real shame if the other can survive it, the unexpected twist, and the rather unique reward. It all starts as the white vile alchemy shop in Greenhouse and in conversation with a great old alchemist who's explaining that he expected the line to serve the fruits legendary one. Right, a practical vessel said to reach those that end up painted with just fine. But it was fine, discovered its location, but we know it's the oldest thing on the just have to know you know, what they expect to consider sexual environment. Once you're right, you need to come to those the same country. After the continuing boss out of the ground, the final unfortunately, whether you remember it, fire is cracked and therefore completely useless. And when you bring it back, you're ready to work about as well as you'd expect for a giant man watching life's ambitions shattered in front of his very eyes. Basically, the sculpture and the humans, the salty reward of solid love. Now, you may be tempted to learn it, and I'm ready to run it. Third thing is a lucid witness the mind is under the reasonable and yes, this is where it's interesting. And so the reason that we can't be sure is after completing the world by West and then it's the growth of the world West time. And then still running, but it was said to left out the beginning question with the mind. This quest sent you to a trip unknown to snow and growth of the world. But has kind of like giants and intended from and via. But the way we generate every person to the planet. So real and most relevant. As for the third quest entry to the book, especially going around, this full quest meets with very satisfying and one star but unusual reasons reward. Now this next quest is very easily listed to certain special upon a sudden and something to make a look what I'm like to be at the first place specifically there is one fantastic quest and the potential for some great fun. And a very dynamic event involving a bunch of families gathering on the home we must be good outside there. And they are working on to do family stuff and they're pretty much fantastic stuff. Stuff on that, the dark or the head. However, as the truth on, she would go on to Florida to talk about John searching for treasure inside the world. But one of her companions stole the first sword and shoot up the black. This dialogue will then result in Harriet's relationship, whereas if she dies, he could when you start to realize that this person is going to have a disagreement over who gets into the context. As you just said, it further to the script, it's sort of clear. It was in fact indicating the bandit named Razia, who stole the street in the ground. Believing it to be this serious figure to seeking to do the fabrication. But this is so clear and changed because that's always the right form of something about it, or it's down there, it's was the same time the Russia is attacking that's and it's a very close to that's not important at this point, these things that are the advantage of the source of the solid and first on the pedestal, balance and parallel, or the number of the down, but instead of the pedestal, like the combat, now, technically, the infantry having to do, the generally having to do, the same first line, however, number has regardless of your Track your investment portfolio with exactly how your money works from all the fiscal transparency. Is your deployment organic for the on the grid? The next person on our list is an investment method from Robert all those who exist. And it all starts with these correct back out there in the fixing these are the probably good fast. Actually, yes, if you don't do it, when I left. Right. And this is something very dangerous when we're doing incorrect response to the yeah, that's a double response to the user monitor. If you accept the lexicon, then you can accept the and the situation quest, but it's a lot more interesting than this. Actually, these things you actually learn that it's wrong to retreat in less and down one by one. And we start to realize one something that's this might give value to the water. In our version and then sleep after passing through the tension and reach the final center, and for doing so, we can communicate with the walk. Now, this has to look like this. So, what's that face looking on there? That's looking at the history and the walk. 15 of the scientists of this other studies far towards this. And the final layer of the topic, so to speak, is that it all together starts with this mindless entity being kept to our body, and has a big positive. So, it is not necessary just to complete. However, those players, if this is the defense quest quickly to intermittent, so one has to However, 18 minutes, but it's going. So, join the big event. And this balance of the chin well, at least not to be called. However, you could do a mistake for this quest. You would be rewarded.
Oh my god, that's a huge fucking win. Oh, he passed it back. Oh shit, that's a really bad ball down for another Joe.
And one of the best final reward choices ingredients players often mix it up there. Simple. So if it belongs to the DLC, then we'll have nothing to do with the rest of that DLC. And it even starts by reaching my earth who has time for that, best friend to or holding up having kind of legitimate lies, pretty fun specifically for the Imperial Wars and the weather is the one that stands up. The fight pronounce it doesn't stop. Anyway,
The Toronto Maple Leafs have done it again. They made headlines this morning having that hockey leagues. First thing they did, they fired the right Aaron Raddick on the Tampa Bay Lightning for a fifth-round draft pick. Wow. Why would Tampa do that? Because they're going to lose players for nothing on July 1st. They were not able to get the extension done with Radish, so they traded Bryce Toronto. And all of their signings with 8 years extension at $8.5 million per season. So cap it $8.5 million. I haven't seen if there's great potential attached to that or not. We'll probably find out later on today or maybe tomorrow. But there's a lot of risk with them. And I think the tricky part is he's coming off of what is a career year and a contract career year with heavy dangerous, right? So looking at the third year right, 21-22, he made his debut and he's on 4 games, playing out 20. 22-23, 17 games, 1 goal, 2 assists for 3 points. 23-24, finally breaks through, gets into the league full time, 82 games, 6 goals, 1 7 assists, 33 points. Last season, 73 games, 6 goals, 31 assists, 37 points. In the season that we just finished, 73 games, 22 goals, 48 assists, and 7 points. Radish is a good offensively minded defenseman, a little bit weaker on the defensive side than the offensive side. He is 30 years of age, and I don't expect he's going to get the 7 points with Toronto like he did with Tampa. Like I said, career year, when you see a player has an outlier of the season like that, you know that the total is likely to drop off the following season. Now, Toronto still has captain, $18,795,951 for the rookie year. And in terms of restricted free agents, Dan Robertson, Marcelo, Sloan, and Andre as restricted free agents, well, Harrison. But as I've been saying, Harrison was listed as restricted free agents, probably seen unrestricted free agents. On the unrestricted free agent side, we've got Jaron Crowfoot stepping. So, once having a decent run at the AHL, and the Solar Cup final, however, that's not going to have an effect on what that contract's going to look like in the NHL. So, don't think they're overly expensive like Andre is doing constantly time. There's still enough cap space here for Toronto to add someone else. Now, I do wonder if Giants getting traded. There are still rumors out there that Giants is on the block, getting into the movement, yada. And the one thing I noticed when looking at their depth chart is you have Matthews, you have Tavares, very good ones to down the middle. I think they need a true third line center. You know, they need their solid what they need. So, Toronto, adding Radish to the blue line, I think it does show that Riley's probably going to be on his way out because you have too many NHL level defensemen here. You have Radish at $8.5 million, Riley at $7.5 million, McDavid at $1.51 million, Canada at $4.5 million, Larson at $3.5 million, Carlo at $3.49 million. Myers gets $850,000. Andre was good just creation of dimension. And Danford's 20 years of age. You would think that they'll start giving him at least a few games for some kind of season. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 NHL level defensemen who do like it. My guess is when the young comes out, the speculation's been around Riley. He's not an absolute good player for a great celebration. But I think that's where they'll likely see some movement. I think it's quite blue line, and we'll see how everything goes. The one that Charlie's going to have in the surrounding with the goaltending are going to be happy with so large of the Asiala as likely the trio of goaltenders next year in the event that Stolarz is going to get hurt again, which I feel like this kind of inspection has to take place. This is the team that wants to get back into the playoffs, and they feel like they can't get back into the playoffs. The Radish division, and I just from a Vancouver Canucks fan perspective, feels similar to when Vancouver would go out and make a splash in the offseason because they felt like they could jump back into the playoffs, and it doesn't always work out that way. The Toronto Maple Leafs are going to need to add some more, and so this is a team that's changed GMs, this is a team that's changed coaches. Now they've got a new number one defenseman in Darren Radish. But this is the question too is, so let's just say that Riley gets traded, is Radish the number one defenseman with Toronto Maple Leafs? He's number one defenseman with Tampa, yes, but he also has McDonough there. He was number one defenseman in part because of the tendon injuries that were going on. I don't know. We'll see how this all turns out. There's a lot of risk, but you're not going to get that one with safety, taking some risk. And who knows? Maybe this is what's going to turn Toronto around. Maybe Jim Miller's going to have a great year behind the bench. Maybe all of Josh Jacobs are going to be fantastic. But yeah, the Radish contract, what surprises me a little bit is the term. I've seen people complaining about the term. But with the season he just had, he knew it was going to take 8 years. Somebody was going to give him 8 years. So Toronto picks up his rights, and they give him the 8 years he's looking for. Maybe that's why Tampa passed on giving him an extension. But when Tampa passes on giving the player an extension, that's something to keep track of as well. Because Tampa's usually pretty good at figuring out who's not usually. Not always usually. So, there's something that let me know your thoughts in the comment section below always. And like and subscribe if anything helps out. So already. Thank you guys so much for all your support. If you look forward to what's next, I will talk to you again.
This summer backpack with a 40% off bar soda. From checking the store over an order of products to debating lineups over the grill to reading your sauna session. With summer backpacks, get up to 40% off bar soda.
Oh man, did anybody expect the trade sweepstakes for Edmonton Oilers defenseman Darnell Nurse to be this fast? Let's talk about Nurse. His $9.25 million AAV contract that expires is 2030, and he's good potential to be the next home for the 31-year-old Oilers defenseman. He has been a key part of the core four in Edmonton. Not necessarily because he lives up to that status, but because he is one of the most expensive guys on the team. We went from the core four of Matthews, Nylander, Marner, and Tavares to Marner leaving, Tavares taking a huge pay cut, and the core four Eagles stepping over to the Edmonton Oilers with McDavid, Draisaitl, Bouchard, and of course, Darnell Nurse. This previous season, Nurse had 24 points in 82 games played.
Nicely done, the boys down there. Nicely done. Let the two down.
Not to mention the penalties, not to mention the
They'll play very strong first game.
As he once was, once upon a time. I get that there was maybe a season or two where Darnell Nurse was seen as a legitimately talented guy that Oilers fans were happy to have as a member of their blue line. When he played 60 minutes in this, what was it, triple overtime game against the Jets, that really stood out as a career-defining game for the Oilers defenseman. Even though he didn't score any points, and even though the team lost, it was like, oh man, that guy played an hour. That's crazy. But either way, Darnell Nurse has officially asked for a trade out of Edmonton, and it's one of these situations where I feel like if the Oilers were not as close to winning as they have been over the past few years, maybe that plays a part into it. Like, I'm sure Darnell Nurse, as a 31-year-old athlete, is happy to play with Draisaitl and David, Nugent Hopkins, and all these guys. It's just now, because the Oilers have gotten so close, because they've lost in the finals back-to-back years, and because their defense has taken a big hit quality-wise over the past 12 months, it's not like Darnell Nurse is adamantly saying, man, I hate being in Edmonton. I don't want to be here anymore, man. I just want to leave. It's more like there's a lot of noise coming in, and I think he understands that his contract is the biggest one that everybody has a problem with, and it's more of a pride thing for a player to objectively look at himself, look at the value he provides, look at the monetary value he takes up, and look at the things and be like, okay, fine. You all think that I'm the problem, or at least one of the problems. I'll pass it to. Here's a tweet from NHL legal report that cites a lot of the legal reports with RG.org earlier this week. Darnell Nurse has requested a trade out of Edmonton, providing a list of teams that includes the Pittsburgh Penguins and the LA Kings. Sources indicate that the list is also expected to include the Flyers, Sharks, and another Eastern Conference team, potentially Toronto. So it's not just the Penguins and the Kings. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different teams that Darnell Nurse could be traded to. Now, if you take a look at his contract, and $9.25 million is a lot of money, right? So he does have a fully non-renewed clause at the time of this recording. He has all power here. If Darnell Nurse says, man, you don't want to trade me? I only want to go to Dallas. Then there's no chance he could only go to Dallas. But at the very least, it seems like Nurse is trying to reverse to the bargain. He is going over to Edmonton and saying, yeah, no, I get it. I'm pretty trash at this point, so just trade me whatever it is you can. Here's a list of teams. I prefer these teams. Maybe Toronto gets something done. Although, let's be real, if they're adding a Dylan Radish like Elliot Friedman has been reporting they would be doing, I do question whether or not Darnell Nurse does fit into that picture. You take a look at the Toronto Maple Leafs and their team structure. Right now, pre-Darren Radish signing, they have $27 million in projected cap space. Darnell Nurse makes $9 million. So take away 9, maybe add another 9 for Radish if we're being a little bit safe. That's $18 million. If you add that on to the $27 million here, you would be left with about $9 million in total cap space if we assume Darren Radish gets re-signed for the same amount. Is that a lot? I mean, it kind of would be. But you would also hope that Morgan Riley finds himself off the Maple Leafs as well. We have floated around the idea of a Riley for Nurse move, not because they are two players of equal value, but because these two players have very interestingly similar sceneries. And their stories and the falling out of favor with their other teams, you can say that one from Riley is similar to the other from Nurse, even though the two players, I think, are at very different levels of the scale of quality they provide. Anyways, that is just one of these teams that needs to mention. The Pittsburgh Penguins, Kyle Dubas, man, he could be a dangerous person to negotiate with. When you think about the Penguins and Dubas' ability to always get value out of these trades, even if he's getting the guy that's a little bit older and a little bit more expensive. You think about some of these other guys that he has signed and traded for. Igor Chinakov's a young guy. He came in. He's doing pretty well. Anthony Mantha, that's third goal scorer. Anthony Mantha to you. Taylor Soderblom has had a pretty decent role ever since being acquired. And then you have a whole bunch of spots open on D. Ilya Solovyov, I'm not too sure if he's an NHL projectable player next year. Brian Shea, I mean, he's fine. There definitely is room here if you wanted to just find bodies to fill up a spot in the Pittsburgh Penguins lineup. Darnell Nurse could add an element of stability to one of your bottom pairs. You don't necessarily need this guy to be going out there and playing 60 minutes a game like he did once upon a time against Winnipeg. Talking about some of these other teams, the LA Kings, they have a thing for overpaying long-term defensemen that don't deserve the money. From the Edmondsons to the Dowdys in 2026, there are a number of guys that you could say have just kind of overstayed their welcome dollar-wise and quality of play-wise in LA. Darnell Nurse maybe fits that bill too, so could he be a target for the Kings? Who really knows? Andy Holland might have something to say about that. Then when you talk about some of these other teams, I actually like the idea of the Philadelphia Flyers going after Darnell Nurse because it's like, hey, I feel like Rick Tocchet would love this dude. We saw what Rick Tocchet was irrationally deploying when he had Noah Juleson on his roster. Darnell Nurse could probably provide similar value to Tocchet and his decor. The San Jose Sharks could potentially be a team as well. They've been clamoring for defense this entire offseason. They just traded for Kesselring, though, so I'm not too sure if they would be in the market for another D-man. I don't know. Like, we were talking about them trading the second overall pick for a defenseman like Philip Hronek, but then they traded for Kesselring, but they still have a number of guys they have to re-sign. Makamadula needs a contract. Could they get Darnell Nurse? Not because he's the best option, but because he adds some value. I mean, he certainly would be better than some of the other names that are rotating around at the bottom of that lineup. Luca Cagnoni, Mario Ferraro, though Ferraro's going to probably leave, right? There are a number of names that you can toss around when it comes to the San Jose Sharks and their decor. And so, ultimately, this is a pretty good list of teams that could make a splash for Darnell Nurse. As long as the Oilers don't have to retain, it seems like they would be very happy to get out of this contract and use that money elsewhere to actually improve either the goaltending or, I don't know, maybe their depth. They don't need more depth, though. Colvin's pretty good. You can let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. How do you feel about this Darnell Nurse trade update? The Pens, the Kings, the Flyers, the Sharks, and maybe the Maple Leafs. I hope you enjoyed this Fish Ash Rolston 99. And bye.
That's the skidding that we catch for our sixth segment of the viewers from Steve's line. I promise skidding is not the post-vomit.
Here we go already. I stick to the path that I chose. Joe, in case you couldn't tell, I'm not in the damn mood to deal with your crap today. It's going to be a long episode for me, I can
It
tell.
sucks to be you then, Donald, because we got to go get ourselves a motherfucking barboat, baby.
Whatever, Joe, this episode is going to be about me learning to cope with you. I guess this is where that whole character development arc that the viewers have been requesting is going to come into play.
Yeah, okay, I literally don't give a shit, Donald. Let me just do an intro without one of you bursting out of the song and the other crying about the team composition. All right, lay it on this front. All right, viewers, thanks for tuning in to our President's Play Pokemon Emerald series this week. Last time we defeated Norman, and now it is time for us to proceed the storyline and make our way to Fortress City. Before all that, though, as Joe has alluded to already, we have finally chose Run's Water Fight. Joe and Donald fought on Pokemon Showdown this past weekend, and as a result of Joe's victory, we will be going with Wiz Cash. Congratulations, Joe.
Thank you, Obama. Okay, honestly, the part I am most excited for is spinning this wheel. We've had so many great nicknames for both Wiz Cash and Sharpedo, and I'm really looking forward to just giving a shout out to whoever wins. Hopefully it's
Yep, I'm looking forward to that too. Joe, I love making this playthrough as interactive as possible. What do you think, Donald?
Okay, but an absolute bullshit victory, by the way. Joe got lucky throughout literally every battle. All the top comments completely agree with me.
Just cry about it, Donnie. A win is a win is a win. We stay living, boys.
Jesus Christ, Joe, you're not 15 years old. What the hell does that even mean?
Honestly, I saw this video about okay. If both of them shut up for like 2 seconds, I can't concentrate on fishing. Generation 3 fishing mechanics are so stupid it makes me want to grow hair, just so I can rip it out of my skull.
Massive skill issue.
Here it is, guys. I'm so excited for this cute little old growth. Get the fuck away from this gross ass Generation 1 garbage, please, Obama.
Chill out, Joe. I've heard Magikarps hold on to grudges for when they evolve into Gyarados, so don't let him hear you say that.
Yeah, Joe, didn't you ever watch that you don't have enough money to train me video? These bitches come for you in your sleep.
Dangerous territory goes in, you might get copyrighted here, be careful. Anyway, this shit is taking forever because this went silent. Yeah, I mean, people really like to hate on both of those people, but I honestly think it has a beautiful message about personal growth, diversity, and just treasuring the meaningful relationship.
Now the fucking warrior there taking place. I have never been more relieved to see a barbuck in my goddamn life.
Seriously, Obama, I feel like every time you're obviously cutting out segments from the viewers, you just won't stop talking about these weird-ass animes that nobody cares about. But whatever, we're back now. We have found the beautiful Barboach at long last.
Yeah, keep in mind how Barboach is like the worst Pokemon in the history of Pokemon. And in the wild here, it can be anywhere from level 10 through 30. And this is the garbage that we end up with. Amazing.
Yeah, well, honestly, it's not a big deal to just slap the experience share on it for the time being anyway. We'll be doing a good handful of training this episode, so hopefully he'll be gaining at least like 10 levels or so by the time I cut things off for the day.
Oh goodness, look how cute he is. I've never actually used a Whizcash, so I'm really excited for this one, guys.
Big surprise, Joe likes the underage Pokemon. Anyway, Obama, pull up the wheel and explain what's going on, please.
All right, yeah, so Dilzan has graciously gone through episodes like 2 through 9 and taken all the comments that have a suggested nickname for our potential Barboach or Whizcash and put those on this wheel here. We're going to do this for our 6th encounter, too. So keep suggesting nicknames since we haven't gotten to that one yet. Some names are on here multiple times, like Whiskers, the Boat, or the Sauce, and so on, because we allowed people to comment on multiple videos.
I swear to Bird Jesus, if this wheel lands on fucking Wizmer of all things, there's no chance in hell I'm sticking around for the rest of this video. That would be the ultimate slap in the face for losing the
All right, shut the hell up, Donald. It's spinning, oh my god.
Wow, nice internet for us.
Oh my god, Pringles, that's such a good nickname. It's because Whizcash's face looks like that Monopoly-looking guy on the chip can.
Yeah, Joe, you mean the Pringles logo, you idiot?
All right, so I got the list here. Shout out to the Heavy Kitty for the nickname. Looks like he commented a couple of times for us throughout the series. Kitty, thanks so much for the continued support and the wholesome nickname. Means a lot to us. Let's go check Pringles out, shall we, boys?
Hey, Obama, now that you're circling around, let's take it towards backtracking a little bit. Technically, Ice Cream and Thunderbolts are available to us now.
Oh, that's a good time, guys. We need Ice Cream and Thunderbolts.
Oh, wow, yeah, especially if we're going to be rocking them out of nature. So plus, special attack and highest attack, which honestly is not bad. Yeah, those are going to be a bit easier, but Surf and Ice Cream are going to be getting pretty damn hard. The latter is incredibly important for both the next gen and many difficult battles.
Wait, can we give Ice Spice a tribute video too?
No, Joe, we already played that bit out with the whole new pot of things. We just let Ice Spice corrode away in the bodies of the other Wizmers.
Oh man, come on. Here's let us know if you want to see a Wiz instead of Cricket one.
But no, after that, Joe, you manipulated the big options. If the viewers want to see us do anything, don't put this into their hands.
Since we have access to Surf now, we could probably go get Thunderbolts and Rubies instead of running that, so we have Ice Cream for Marvel and the advantage getting us to do this now. Thankfully, I know my way around those places pretty well, because none of the times I played this game when I first came out. Getting places too long. Then I'll start the track before too soon. How does that sound?
Looks to me, yeah. This character's going to need all the help he can get. And since Ice and Electric coverage is going to be crucial for our next gym battle, I think that's a good plan, Barai.
All right, first of all, his name is Whizcash, not Whizcash, Donald.
And secondly, yeah, can't really also learn 2012. When you think we could grab them,
Actually, don't have to come get 24 elements or overheat until generally still second seconds because they want to get back. The really negative is getting a time to get. Also, I should probably throw out a
oh, that one thing I talked about that I like the most is the one that says Team Aqua in here or something.
Oh yeah, nice Donald. That was
Joe, honestly, please stop talking like that. You're 150 years old.
I've said it once and I'll say it again. Stop breathing.
Oh, what a hell use was after the top.
And you know, just, you know, just,
Keeping your industrial operations running, that's good. Making sure parts keep moving. Feel free to actually get a back with the big network experiment and the reliability of industrial science.
Hey, Obama, the Magnolia Experience reminds you still have to go get the return GM from Solomon. You want to take care of this in episode 2?
Oh, truly, yes, you get that. I might hold off though and let one of you guys take care of it when we get the flyers done out of the room. So it's not a big deal this way. I'm going to take care of Thunderbolt and ice cream, but I still want to get the story of this today. And if I can take care of the weather and the ship, then I'll be happy to study the option.
I thought you said before you was already studying them and it says like a wasted stone. Ain't no way you could made a gate fucking carry that stone.
Yeah, Joe, I'm going to make life crisis because the guy that has talked with the others millennial.
First of all, Donald, I'm like 2 years older than you.
They're like 27 years old and that. We're doing a little bit about you retention rates. You lazy fuck. Whatever, screw you guys. Obama didn't say he wanted to do a quick shout out somewhat early on in the video or something about those super shits we got recently or whatever it's called.
Oh, Joe, thanks for reminding me. Okay, so viewers, put a note from the editor here. Something you all probably don't realize is that making these videos is not only a time-consuming process, but also more costly than you would think. The AI voice generator actually requires a pretty high-tier subscription to get content out this quickly.
And considering Joanne is still just a student, on top of making these, there are doubts as to whether or not this comes.
Content can be put out as quickly as your own likes. So we wanted to give a push stop as well as that. So it's considered done this now. People, we don't really know what people thought for part of it, and we've never given it any special attention until now. So it's just really cool to see. We have this level of support from our fans, and people directly asking to support us. So we all thought that this deserves some special recognition for your appreciation of the content. That's all. Just everyone. Yeah, if you need to like us all, support we really asking for it. So it's incredible to see how some of you are extending your gratitude in all ways and that. Yeah, hey guys, one quick thing. Yeah, what's up, Donald? It's $5 They aren't donating you a goddamn Bitcoin. It's about the announcement so we can see what's good, whatever they're moving on. We're doing Washington doing this dependable thing, and now we got a two-truck for moving real quick. It's going over Spark, because all the other moves actually have considered facility, but Spark is completely outclassed by Thunderbird. All right, now that we're done with all that, it's time to take on the advantage ship. We'll see you all in social force and stuff. Got flavor block? Get spicy with Foxglows.
All right, so let me get some honest opinions from you guys. Yes, Dale, I do think you're a president. All right, noted, Donald, but not my question. I'm wondering, guys, do you think there's actually too much water in the sand? Like, does it kill the enjoyment of the region, like what some people say?
Okay, so I've actually thought about this on a very high. I used to think that in the late game specifically, there was definitely going to help direct the player a bit more on the journey after Boston. I feel like they also could have kept Mr. driving around the sailors around the 24 position if he wanted to be lazy. That being said, the entire shot of the field of music revolved around the ocean and expanded it to drive it up or something. Well, I think they told about it, at least in terms of experimenting with the improved surfing mechanic of Generation 3. So the abundance of water doesn't really bother me.
Okay, that's a pretty solid viewpoint. You're wrong in every sector. What do you think, Donald? Oh, you want to know what I think? I think you can turn on the catch, enemy trainer gaming shark code, and go ahead and catch this carbon hop and throw away that piece of garbage finger and add this guy to our team instead.
That's why the judging tough. You need to accept the reality that I'm beating fair and square in a series that you completely agree with. You're welcome. Here's the dog that fell on the couch. What you think about the reality?
7.8 out of 10. Get back, but they completely fixed all the flaws with the next read with the Sino. That one is a perfect 10 out of 10, just like my wife. Yeah, I don't know if I'm kind of conflicted on it too. I think it's fine up until the point you also have to drive around and stuff. Like, that's cool, but they really felt the need to add a little more attempt for us to complete the game. Like, Surf is a good move, sure, but then also, Runners from Generation 3 practically forced them to and make them on for most of the game, and it's really annoying. That's my main gripe with the water.
Yeah, I can see that, Jay. Like I said, I've gone back and forth with this issue. Viewers, if you have anything you'd like to add or any points you want to make about that, let us know in the comments.
Whatever. Let's actually focus on gameplay for one for this series. Alon, I know you have experience here on puzzles, understandably, but we really got to be fighting some love here too. So keep finding the ball. Rudy is a beast. Thank you.
Sky finally has a good move. Pringles licks nuts and tightens it all at like 32, I think, so he's almost finally there.
Yeah, that's honestly kind of one of my goals for the guy. You already mentioned this, but the rookie two thunderbolts, and when we go to this pass at level 30, he is modest, but I think we will have a pretty massive advantage already against the flying gem, but throw in an evolved steel rock type with rollouts, and we will steam rolling through them. It might honestly be the first not over exciting gym battle like everything up until this point.
Careful. Barack, I think we all kind of understand that the gym leader battles have been like the best part of the series so far. You might not want to hit anything like that if you know what's good for the channel. Well, to be fair, Joe, if you let that out Terry get up and see the dragon dance, it could still spell disaster for our team's air release and earthquakes. And if he paralyzes us with dragon breath and we get hacked like I did in that battle against Joe, we are absolutely screwed.
The dial for the 11 God, just please let that go. It was like a week ago.
I will not let that go, Obama. That was an act of injustice that I should never have to have experienced. Didn't we decide I got hacked by like a 1 in 415 chance against the goddamn beauty fly of all things like what the hell?
Oh, Donald, I never corrupt that. I'm not talking about injustice right now. Did I remind you what happened to you like 3 damn days ago?
Why don't you say a fucking word, Joe?
I'm curious, Joe. What do you think of here?
He's not cooking shit. Justice. That's that.
Oh, yeah. Justice. Yeah, let's talk about that. I think the real injustice is how your ass is facing 9 million more criminal counts when you showed up to jail and were able to beat on your private plane literally 10 minutes after you set foot in the building. You're literally playing a Pokemon game and despite being the first former president having much that taken. How that help them?
Right, on the comment, it's not that political here, but Joe, you make a good point. Since I've now accommodated this Discord, I'm actually having authority of perspective. And I feel that this is not a real honor.
Barack, you're playing the game right now. Don't you think you should focus on that before trying to exercise your Discord end?
Donald, it's really the focus of like this family, the next 20 seconds, don't give me something really quick. Shut the hell up.
It's fine, man.
All right, now I'm curious about what you're doing.
All right, there we go. I think we're good now. That's pretty much good. Donald, say something for me, please.
What if you talk over and that's what you
That's a good one, series.
No, gentlemen, it's not a good one in the slightest. That being said, this is a pretty bad picture of me, if I'm being completely honest.
Donald, there's no way in hell you actually think your mugshot is a badass picture.
Well, sure I do, Obama. Mango said it best on stream a couple of weeks back. What the hell is more American than going to jail? The people will simply be forced to vote for me now that I am truly the embodiment of the American dream.
All right, let me get this straight, Donald. You're saying that you're going to prison to help the case of the families who's going to prison was part of American culture.
Damn straight, Joe.
This country is absolutely screwed. Because of a twist of really dominant.
Well, Obama, would you rather have a president who unfairly went to prison for an hour, or a president who sniffs babies at every waking opportunity and has a 30% success rate at climbing flights of stairs?
Maybe you feel the views of this video, Donald, would you all rather have a president who sucks the generation of three-random battle that is undefeated?
Joe, you literally need a substitute on a Pokemon at 16% health, you dumbass.
Well, both of you shut that down before I change the Constitution to allow myself to run for president again. Just so America doesn't have to deal with either. Anyway, I'm getting us back on track in the gameplay here. What do you guys think about the change of the abandoned ship to Seamawville from Emerald to Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire?
Paul Block, we're probably losing viewers talking about this shit. Honestly, I think Seamawville was a good thing. This abandoned ship didn't really offer too much besides the ice beam TM. I think the quest to get the scanner with all the tools, we're coming back to do all that after we get the guide. Hey, Cam. Just here's for the GC scale or tooth or whatever. Like, who the hell is caring about the Clan Pro line by that point in the game?
I agree with all of this from for once, Obama. I do think Seamawville was used for the type of this spirit. It was a cool way of introducing a Pokemon you wouldn't think would be available in the game.
Nice, yeah, those are honestly some good nuts. kind of a drag. Alright, if I remember correctly up here, we'll be watching different buildings. And then I can go right to that last one.
Yeah, plus another thing on that is, don't you have to trade the clam pearl while holding that item to evolve it anyway? Like, who the hell is going to go through all of that? Like, it's literally less of a hassle to get a Milan, which is like infinitely better than either Untail or Chlorophyll.
Yeah, that's facts, though, but still none of them compared to this stuff.
Yeah, I'll take Joe.
Don't take the bait out of that, except I have to clean out the bag a little bit. When we get back to play for it, I'll go ahead and sell the stuff. But for now, Joe, John, with that stupid ass fucking tail, and I'll use one of our vitamins.
But the Johnny tail is so cute. That's the skinny that we capture our system.
I promise Skitty is not the Pokemon that they enjoy like this.
Yeah, I'm a 60. I mean, like the skinny Pokemon, I could consider. But it's not as shitty as Joe Cat.
All the kill out guys are going to be messing for it. I'm just going to hurry through this place so we can continue on with the story. We've already been recording for like half an hour here. Viewers are probably cutting out the remaining battles we have left on this. Hope you can understand that.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of battles you're still going to have to get through. If you actually want to make it through the Weather Institute for Life, you think you can actually do that with just one episode?
Yeah, worst comes to worst, you can just cut out one of these stupid battles where literally nothing happens like that one.
Yeah, I'm planning on not to the kid on that one guy's very happy when we get there in a few minutes.
Down there, buddy. I know this. Oh, man. If you're going a little too far on it.
Good one. Oh, chill out, Joe. You're really supposed to do that.
What did you say, Obama?
That's going to be the last battle on this boat here as long as I can avoid disaster here.
You know, technically Obama, we can also stop by this. If you have the smoke bomb, you can too at this point. Want to stop for that real quick?
That's a good point, Donald. But that's another one we don't necessarily need right now. I'll just let you know for that. I'm not necessarily just put the ability to fly. I really want to get on with the show, though.
Understandable, Obama. I'm guessing I'll be taking care of it in the next episode then, because I should be able to be Winona. If not, then Donald should do it when it's his turn. Anyway, look at that, guys. Our beautiful Pringles already have surf and ice cream. Not much else we can ask for.
Well, a half-decent special attack stat would be nice too, but whatever.
Alright, so a long trek back to Mobile for the cave, guys. Off screen, I went ahead and sold some stuff in our inventory to clear up some space. And I also bought a few more repels to get us through the upcoming session without it around with the last day of time. I got the 2 digits on that. Always George decided to join the call when we were 6 7 surgery.
George, I know your ass knows that we are playing Pokemon. I saw you with Steven Fire Red last week. Don't you try to hide it from us.
Don't say the Donald. I don't want anything on the fix this by Pokemon, okay?
Here, first of all, Kennedy has no idea what he's talking about. If you say Pokemon is the picture. Secondly, nobody cares about Digimon. And third of all, what the hell? Have you actually been trying to fire Red without telling me?
Yeah, it's just really good skill. I've been trying to learn more about Pokemon. You guys said I should come in and play sometime in front of the viewers. I just keep the electric on the guy now and watching some tunnel. I've been stuck there for like 2 hours of game time. It's so goddamn dark in there. George, you didn't watch tunnel? You were supposed to pick up the class again from the 80s over on the other side of the cave. You're going to be lost in the day. This is your first time trying to do it. Romeo Obama. I don't need some dude with AIDS to flash me. Not at all. I'm going to continue to help the right wall until I'm out of there. I've seen all this before, dude.
Whatever guy puts the Dan was good and I thrashed last night. Joe Hunt was, I should have proposed on this trip to the game. Thomas Rock was magazine blow considered into the water next time. Not going to happen.
Let's see what we get, Joe. Okay, back in 2 days. Big damage here, maybe still focus.
What do you want, Joe?
Wait, someone's still in the Write it down, just simple to it.
Oh, I'd be happy to.
Yeah, just something's kind of good.
Fill out, you guys know what I mean. Basically, George Donald stuck with Pokemon. So we went with my pick. He was technically what we were picking from all the way to the line.
I will have nightmares if that's happening. Don't talk about Pokemon that expression.
You're Donald, it's that serious. Sometimes you're going to have to get over it. Anyway, it looks like I've defeated the opposing group. And it's going to be my turn to do a post-game. Last time Donald said he was following after the battle. Let's see how I can explain it.
Yeah, that could have really takes sophisticated interviews. I'm sure you have plenty of time with it.
I tend a little bit content and not that I can do this. It's called a business. But no, really, I can't call the 59 computers in the 3 seconds because I can't actually type anything. Well, let's see here. I think, yeah, these guys are definitely.
That's how you got Obama. The old sheriff of Rockville and people were that's 2015 years old.
Oh, you did something twice. You told me a filter. This is a new low point in my life. So what the hell does that even mean?
Don't worry about it, folks.
And Simple and Foods are new Unreal Dealers Arms. Plus, getting extra deal with your boat for buying offers. Find new deals every week at our best prices.
Getting a heads up is good. Getting a bill takes the vehicle status from on stock. That's better. On stock. Better never stop. And after almost 45 minutes of recording, we are finally allowing ourselves to move on to new territory here. I'm just rearranging the party real quick. Now we can, oh god damn it, this guy again. Wait, was this motherfucker actually just waiting for us on top of the ledge just so we could jump down on us? Are we literally going to jump right now?
George, I've been saying this the whole goddamn series. This guy is a crack addict, and he's up in no good. We found him snipping rocks in a cave where we were on, and now he's ambushing us, probably asking for money or something.
All right, literally, that's true, Bob. I guarantee you, it's not actually drugs. We're just creating a fictitious narrative to downplay the credibility of anyone you come across out of big things.
What? No, I think we're all just having a really difficult time believing that you actually just said all those words coherently.
One of them was
Alright, let's fill this part up to the Titan that's on their tail here. Another terribly inaccurate move, but a 100 base power is technically our strongest speed so far.
Okay, that's great. All about hold on just a minute. I would like to revisit something that just happened here. Now that I'm thinking about it, Joe hasn't stumbled in his rhetoric like in all during this entire series. Is that not setting off any sort of alarms in anyone else's head right
Wait
now?
a second. Yeah, Joe, you can't go through a single speech without having a damn stroke if you actually just uttered some Harvard-level bullshit. Pretend it's legitimate.
All right, whatever, Joe. It's not like we should actually be complaining about it, I guess. Keep your secrets then.
My thoughts exactly, Donald. Let's just move past that. If I remember correctly, these guys actually have triple Pokemon that could be troublesome if you were doing a nose lock or something. So like the two shoes that are playing along with us, we should have been this. All right, there's that kind of lock that you guys were talking about last time I was here. Have you decided that's what you're going to be for your next spot?
Yeah, actually, we are leaning towards a Nuzlocke attack. No randomizer. Just a straight-up hardcore Nuzlocke. We're thinking that's best because we can actually do some strategic preparation. Unlike the randomizer and platinum, can honestly be a somewhat difficult game to do in a hardcore way. I think the fans would like to see it.
Yeah, and since it's a Nuzlocke, we would actually be catching a whole bunch of Pokemon. Because of that, we would go ahead and name everyone to catch up to someone in our Discord. We can even incorporate the wheel for that one again, if people like the idea of that. So yeah, make sure to join our Discord.
Good call for action, Bill. Yeah, rest in peace, Titan. This is what I was afraid of, honestly, but at least it gives Pringles a chance to come in and do something, I guess.
Okay, wait. So if we are naming a Pokemon in a Nuzlocke after someone in our Discord, can we do this Lone style and ban the person from the Discord if their Pokemon dies in the run?
Oh, hell yeah. So what the hell is down those means there's no guys in our game? Why are you unsafe to start with that?
Oh, don't you have to put Obama that would be hilarious?
Yes, but not only do we not have the large enough support from our parents to do that, but that's also the group. And why should we ban people from our Discord? That's just a stupid idea.
All the people who ban people out from the Discord to do the work.
This strike, all right, never mind, I'm going to leave into the topic. Anyway, let's see if the Pringles can clean us get another kill here.
Nobody sucks ass and now he's dead. Shot.
Donald, he's like 9 levels lower. But like he's getting ready. Good enough, he's fighting everyone to be You're going to learn to respect that.
I'm not respecting this kid, Joe. You and I both know that. Also, Obama, he's been using his power a lot on these two guys. Have you found out any information about their type yet, based on type effectiveness?
Honestly, no, Donald. I feel like they've just been neutral on like everything. So I can't really tell you. I kind of thought Sky was in the power draft, which would have sucked. But it looks like it isn't, since it's neutral to bug. I guess we're just going to have to wait to test it out on Thursday around 40.
Makes sense to me. Yeah, we haven't recorded in a little while, so I've kind of forgotten to. I don't blame you. Waiting to be here, and it's not a big deal just yet. Only a couple pipes would be helpful to have anyway, like maybe 5 of the nice covers would be nice to have.
Obama, I know I don't have much Pokemon here, but I can tell that this is an absolute star. It's like, now you better do that. Just fast, we'll be like that time.
Right, here we are, Obama, the very master gardener. Now it's time for you to act on those urges we talked about earlier. Absolutely guilt-free. What are you going to do?
Ron, it's part of the game. Anyway, better than speed this out to the viewers, please. All right, got those possibilities with Barry. Now, time to go and make the old man in the drive, please.
All right, I'm totally lost here, honestly. Are any of these berries actually going to be useful for us, or are we just hoarding things?
Jesus Christ. This dude's got berries for days. They have to be useful for something, right?
They won't really have any battle effects for us like all the traditionally useful ones, but technically they may play a role in the future. Just
Ooh, another interview. What you got this time, Obama? All right, I brought with a guess and then, what the hell is a barcode? Pringles to Margot, because I need to find something good here. Oh, okay, yeah, Margot. Yeah, I think that's good. Margot is definitely a big right guy.
Margot couldn't have said it any better myself about it. Margot.
Can you hand me that twisted berry juice for rocks? Because I'm utterly confused as to why the hell I continue to torture myself by being in the presence of you.
I'll let it get fried out of bounds, but it's time to continue on here. Now we're going to be experiencing an actual change of scenery here. I think one last turner before we get on to the beautiful Route 119 in Holland.
Montana smoking breakfast is back. All you can eat ribs, the new hot fodder part 2, and the backyard big and brisket popper. Plus, Coors Light for just $4.99. Come on in, this is full blast, Montana's, and it's home for barbecue.
Damn straight, Obama, this is the route where many dedicated Pokemon trainers have spent hours of their lives on it for the sole reason of getting that godforsaken Cubus just so they can get melodic. Lots of memories. I wouldn't mind reliving it honestly.
Well, Donald, I don't think any of us are going to stop you if you would like to do that on your own time. But either way, a lot of countries joining the team. We are committed to the WizCast just like we would commit to the Sharpedo had you won that battle.
Ooh, I remember these trainers well, too. They all have their own little gimmicks for the top of your movement patterns and something. Honestly, this whole deal is just tricky. This is actually where I found my first shiny Pokemon, if you believe it or not, guys.
Is that so, Joe?
Look like it. It's just a shiny Pikachu, which on its own is not a cool shiny cool Pokemon. But the feeling itself of being inside is very memorable to say the least.
Definitely the feeling. My first shiny was actually an emerald. He was a shiny girl last time and was trying to get away with it. Feel very fast. What about you, John?
For most of your shinies, I've never actually seen a legit one. I've probably encountered like 20,000 Pokemon, and I've literally never seen one myself.
Wait, guys, what exactly do you mean by shiny?
Basically, there's a chance a wild Pokemon will have a different color scheme than that.
Wait a second, I forgot what's in this house. Okay, fuck that, we're out of there.
Great, thank you for the pointless transition, Obama. Anyway, that's a little more complicated than that, George. Basically, in this generation, there is a 1 in 8,192 chance that a wild Pokemon can find a shiny. Basically, the color scheme will be anywhere from very slightly different to completely different. It depends on the Pokemon. No other changes besides that, though. It is purely cosmetic, I believe.
Wait, what the fuck is that why I went into an MMCOD with that one tunnel at the beginning of Fire
You were probably you did not find a shiny in your first day of playing Pokemon.
George, that's actually awesome to hear that you found a shiny. Did you catch it? What did you name it? No, I didn't catch it. I thought it was a bug or something. I just restarted the gun. Jesus Christ, God, calm down. I hate every single one of these. Maybe let's just change the subject. So how about we all share what our favorite shiny bearing stones? Instead of we just have experience actually finding it.
Ooh, that's a good question, Obama. That's a common question of the day, if I've ever heard one. You guys might make fun of me as usual, but mine is honestly going to have to be sand dunes. It doesn't overwhelm the whole design, but it changes the red stripe to a bright blue. And it just gives it such a stick change in it.
Zeptiles, deoxys, they fly. The list goes on really. But by far, the hardest shiny of all time is Great Dogma. That puppy is so compelling in all black. It takes Charizard's shiny and bumps it up to 11.
These sounds like the thing that you have there. Maybe one day you'll find one of those shinies for yourself.
Fuck you, George.
Alright, I turn them. Oh, stop off, Lou. You know, we heard about the Pokemon and shit like 2 episodes ago. Okay, I think I'm going to have to show my link to Generation 5 here and say how my favorite shiny is actually Garuda. I think that little plastic bright blue goes super well with the switch back down and turns into the dark blue.
Yeah, Obama can't make that one. I'm telling you, those bright blue shinies actually hit so damn hard.
Got those blue stripes. Anyway, yeah, here's what the celebrated experience with shiny Pokemon. Let us know what your most memorable one was. If you actually got a legitimate one, and 8,792 shiny is what your favorite is. Look and fill with the same amount of responses you guys have for.
All right, all that out of the way, looks like we're in the final part of the episode here, boys. All these grunts have like the same 3 Pokemon, so none of this is going to be too entertaining, if I'm being completely honest.
Hey guys, aren't you going to ask me about my favorite shiny Pokemon? Okay, my dad said, yeah, what's your favorite shiny? Yeah, it's going to have to be Geodude, because I saw one a few days ago despite only having played the game for like an hour.
George, I know there's a wrecking attitude that pissed me off, and I will personally rip the vocal cords out of this throat if you can give me the content like that.
Let's throw the stuff down, guys. Let me be the hospital, just because George didn't know he was good at that. But now he does. I'm sure it'll happen. Anyway, all these drugs, if it's going to have the same Carvana as the God, it's going to see everything. So we'll catch up with you now.
Alright, finally all these shitters are taken care of. Not a single one survived a single Thunderbolt, and maybe that move is absolutely overpowered for early on in the game.
Really, it's that early in the game, you actually feel like we are in mid-game now, but I think we are almost even closer to the late game than we are the early game at this point. Next episode, we will probably have the 6th gym badge already. This game is going pretty. Don't you guys think it?
I'm going to have to agree with you. That being said, don't forget how brutal down your journey is after each beat went on. Gyms 4, 5, and 6, someone kind of happens one after the other, but the 7th gym is like half and half across the way. When the 8th gym is only accessible after the people finish the construction of the project of the whole region.
Media Tires Weekly Drive.
Hire makes saving a breeze. Browse all the latest deals on thousands.
And that definitely takes a lot.
Welcome back. News of the Day video where you find people on the internet. This is Friday. It is June the 19th. So we'll go ahead and we'll start at the top of the board. That's normally how these things work. Jonathan Taves has made it official. We knew he was leaning in this direction. He has announced his retirement. 1,149 games played, almost everything with Chicago for just the 1 year. Winnipeg, 383 goals, 529 assists, 912 points for Taves, who is a future Hall of Famer. I would think first ballot. Taves' excellent career. Shame it didn't go on a little bit longer than it did, but he gets to retire with 3 Stanley Cups to his name and various other trophies and whatnot. So there will be a career video on Jonathan Taves at some point in the near future. So stay tuned for that. Ron Francis, proving that you can always go home. He has rejoined the Pittsburgh Penguins. He is the special advisor in hockey operations. Makes sense to have Ron Francis there. Francis, I always think of him as a member of the Penguins organization. I know how long he was in Carolina, Seattle, and whatnot. But in my brain, he's always been a Penguin. So it's nice to see that he has returned to Pittsburgh. And so we'll see if he stays on as special advisor, if he gets some other role with the organization down the road. I'll remain to be seen. The Marlies, coming out of last night's game, so they have a 2-goal lead on Chicago, and then Chicago gets back-to-back goals about a minute apart. They end up winning that game in overtime. There were a couple of those goals that Akhtiyama really... He probably should have had. There was one in the first period. Early on that first shot. And the overtime goal, I didn't think was fantastic either. The Marlies doing what you know they're going to do. They're defending their goaltender, while the Chicago Wolves basically have an attitude of, hey, maybe this is our opportunity, maybe the momentum is swinging into our favor. What else are they going to say? They lose one more game, their season's over. That game 5 is tonight, so I will be doing a review of that game 5. I don't know if we're going to be doing the intermission live stream for that, but at any rate, game 5 is tonight. I've been debating about doing live streams on my second channel, which is the entertainment guy, around the World Cup. So there's the possibility that there'll be live streams for that as well. So stay tuned, and that'll be, of course, on the entertainment guy channel. John Shaka, so with Toronto, talking about the Marlies, we'll go ahead and pivot to the Maple Leafs. He's not telling us what the trade protection potentially is for Darren Raddysh on that new contract they signed us to. He's saying that it's trade protection. He's not saying what kind it is. My guess is it's no movement, but I don't know for sure. I could actually do a video talking about which teams have the most players with no movement, no trade clauses. That might be a useful video as we get ready for the summer, where we can see a lot of movement. Those no movement, no trade clauses don't necessarily mean those players don't get traded. It just means that those players have a say in where they're going to go. But yeah, my guess is Raddysh may very well have had no movement clause as part of the contract he signed with Toronto moments after arriving on their roster. Kevin Weeks is reporting that Benson is going to get an extension with the Buffalo Sabres. It will be 7 years, and it's going to be in that $7 million per year range, probably a little bit higher than that. There's obviously some risk to that because Benson is just starting to show what he can do at the NHL level. The potential is still very high for him. So I think that contract's going to look expensive initially based on what he's done. But I think a year from now we'll look back and go, you know what, that was a fantastic cap hit for Benson. So yeah, it looks like it's going to be 7 years and more than $7 million according to Kevin Weeks. This reporting is usually pretty accurate. Speaking with Pierre McBride, talking about Nico Hischier and the New Jersey Devils, saying that they got over some kind of a hurdle in negotiations on a contract extension, which he is eligible to sign as of July the 1st. He is 1 year away from unrestricted free agent.
Oh, tasties? Let's go with some tasties. Beautiful. Look at that bowl of sky. Not the Kiev fold. Expansive.
We've made videos about Connor Hellebuck. We We've gone over Frank Saravalli's updates and potentially tensions and Winnipeg have cooled down a little bit. But right now, we're going over the latest on Hellebuck as a trade piece, and where some NHL insiders and analysts are projecting things could go. Do the Detroit Red Wings need a goalie? What about the Buffalo Sabres? Let's dive into it here. Connor Hellebuck is 33 years old, 6'4", 207. The best goalie in the league, reputation-wise. Award-wise, you go otherwise. Buzzer, SMFC, one of the best of this year. But Connor Hellebuck, how many Vezina does he have? He's got 3 of those. Not to mention a Hart Trophy. Not to mention 3 first NHL All-Star team selections. All in all, taking $8.5 million buckaroos a year till the end of 2031. This season was an uncharacteristically bad season for Connor Hellebuck, posting up an .895 save percentage in 57 games played. 286 goals against is the worst goals against average he has had since 2022. His .895, though, that's the worst save percentage he has had.
Are you ready to get good?
Ever? Ever. At the NHL level, at least, you'd have to go back to his 3-game stint in the Team Michigan, United States High School Michigan League in 2011 to find a season where Connor Hellebuck produced numbers worse than his .895. It's been a decade and a half since Hellebuck has been this quote-unquote bad. And this season is totally not up to his standards. Now, the Olympic Games, 9x6, 5 games played, Olympic gold, that's more up to snuff for Connor Hellebuck. But after the fiery post-season commentary that he made, there's been a lot of buzz as to whether or not Hellebuck could be on the move. So with that said, let's go over to Spectre's hockey from yesterday. Because what Lyle Richardson does is he summarizes a whole bunch of Connor Hellebuck articles from Sportsnet St. Kiprios to the Winnipeg Free Press, and Reed and Mike McIntyre, also to TSN from Darren Dreger. Is Jets goaltender Connor Hellebuck available? Courtesy of TSN, Darren Dreger is the latest to claim there is noise in Winnipeg regarding Jets goalie Connor Hellebuck. Dreger believes teams are calling the Jets about Hellebuck because the goaltender shared his disappointment about their performance this season. He believes Jets GM Kevin Cheveldayoff is at least in a position where he knows he has to listen. According to Dreger, the Jets need centers for their second and fourth lines, and they'd also like to look at their blue line. If they trade Hellebuck, they'll need a replacement for him as well. The Jets struggle to make big trades because it's hard to lure players with no trade protection to Winnipeg. But if the 3-time Veteran Trophy winning Hellebuck is in play, who has a no movement clause, and teams are calling, Dreger believes Cheveldayoff is at least willing, at this point, to consider that. So, I know the instinctual idea upon seeing the titles and thumbnail on the Red Wings, can they get involved? Oh, the Jets, they need a center. The immediate thought would be, hey, does Hellebuck for Larkin work? But he does better than Dylan Larkin not going to Canada, right? Especially not Winnipeg. Unfortunate.co with Kyprios reports there is lots of noise growing around the league that Hellebuck wants a change of scenery. However, we acknowledge that if the goaltender has requested a trade, both sides have done a tremendous job keeping it quiet. If Hellebuck has asked to be traded, Kyprios suggested the Detroit Red Wings, the Buffalo Sabres, and the Florida Panthers as possible landing spots. Now, I do question each of these destinations for different reasons. For the Detroit Red Wings, I'm thinking about it like Kate Lee and they just traded for John Gibson. Sure, the guy's contract goes on just till the end of 2027, so there is not much for the Red Wings to go in different direction over the next few months. But John Gibson provided relatively stable goals, I think, for the Red Wings, especially in the second half of the year. The 901 save percentage might not seem like the best he has done, but when you consider the fact that John Gibson was the worst goalie in the NHL to open up the season, with 12 of them, 8 7s, 8 60s, 7 50s better, it really is getting the price back. A whole bunch of shutouts and a whole bunch of actual positive results. The fact that he finished the year with a 901 is quite remarkable. I'm personally a believer in John Gibson. I don't necessarily think that there is a need for a goaltending upgrade unless you're looking at the backup position. At that point, it's like, all right, Metallica is going to leave. You want Costa to be an option, but he's probably going to get traded. So what? Is it Michael Pascal's turn? Do you look for Augustine? What's the deal there? I'm not insinuating Hellebuck and Gibson. I don't think that's in the cards either. John Gibson probably does not want any part of a 50-50 split, especially after what he had gone through with Lucas Stahl's emergence in Anaheim. But if Connor Hellebuck does find himself as a Red Wings target, then does that incite a guy like Dylan Larkin to stick around in Detroit longer? I mean, Hellebuck is from Michigan. He did play for Team Michigan earlier in his high school days. He wasn't at the University of Michigan, though. He was playing for UMass Lowell in the NCAA. But Connor Hellebuck is an American dude, and if I'm not mistaken, his dad has a pretty well-known social media presence on YouTube. He's a Michigan guy, too, is he not? There could be some sort of a link between the Olympians up in the air with Connor Hellebuck doing the things that he did, Dylan Larkin being on that team, and some of the other guys have already passed out and left their Canadian clubs earlier. The Matthew Tkachuk, there's a Brady Tkachuk went out to Matthew did the same thing. That's the question they've been asking all offseason. But then you talk about the Buffalo Sabres. When I think about the Sabres, I think of one guy that was supposed to be the bee's knees in Buffalo. That's Devin Levi. The force me to you, Devin Levi is a shorter goaltender that really established himself as a top prospect for Buffalo a few years ago. But unfortunately, he spent the entirety of his previous season in the American Hockey League. He put up some good numbers, I'm not going to lie, but the NHL duty in net was split between Ukko Pekka and Alex Lyon. The Lion King had a pretty fair share of starts, but so did UPL. They were split down the middle, 50-50 essentially. They were both providing quality goaltending for the Buffalo Sabres. Lyon finishes off with a 907 on the year. Cooper Pekka has a 910. In the playoffs, Lyon had the majority of the starts with a 904. Is there a goaltending change needed to Buffalo? I would honestly say that based off of the quality of play we saw in Buffalo the past few games in the playoffs, you can argue that a goaltending upgrade is necessary. I'd say for the Red Wings, I like John Gibson a lot. I think he provides stable starting goaltending. I don't know if Connor Hellebuck is necessary, even though, of course, he would be an upgrade. Which is why we talk about the last team that is mentioned here as well, the Florida Panthers. I mean, we've been making videos about Connor Hellebuck and the Florida Panthers for months now, because the idea of going out there that, hey, Sergei Bobrovsky, that guy's really old. Are the Panthers actually going to trade him? And if Connor Hellebuck wants to go to a winning team, Florida's right there. Everybody goes to Florida. You can retain salary. This guy's going to make the same amount of money because the state tax is so little, or it's zero in the state of Florida. There's a lot of value for players to go down south, and Connor Hellebuck probably sees that, especially since he played with a Florida Panther or two during the Olympic break. But with that said, I'd say that Jimmy Larkin is another one of these guys that we can hovering around in regards to American teams asking for trades. The hell about goes to Detroit? Does that keep Larkin in Detroit? The hell about goes to Florida? Does that mean trade Larkin to say, hey, trade in Florida right now? You know, get your thoughts in the comment section below. How do you feel about this trade idea, trade update, Curtis, Nick Kiprios, Detroit, Buffalo, Florida, potential trade destinations for Hellebuck? Let me know in the comments how you feel about that. I hope you enjoy.
This could be our most refreshing cocktail yet. Ours followed by vodka, watermelon, lime, and a hint of ginger. Ooh, were you fried this time? Sorry, I gotta keep these intros fresh somehow. Anyway, how's it going, guys? It's Nate here, and Skyrim is a towering game that feels impossible to not be completely captivated by. Rest assured, even after all these years, there may still be a few things in this frozen land that is yet to be tried. So today we'll be exploring just some of them, as we take a look at yet another 10-strong series, 5 more things you probably didn't do in the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. Part 12, Storytime. The quest, a chance arrangement, serves the player's introduction and unknowing initiation to victims. In it, we'll be approached by an obvious stakeholder salesman in the town's marketplace named the Critical, who seems to be trying to sell something called Palmer's Wilderness. But that's neither here nor there. Critical will report to players that you can make quite a bit of coin if you help it with what he calls an errand. He'll request that you steal a ring from the city's jewelry center and are donating the desk and plant it on a dark elf shopkeeper known as Brand Shay. According to Critical, the man is paying him once Shay out of business, and playing that ring on it will lead to his arrest. If you agree to take part in this scheme, which you will have to if you ever want to join the Thieves Guild, Critical will quickly cause a distraction by summoning everyone nearby to listen to some speech about his elixir. If the desk will be installed unattended to listen, this will give you the opportunity to steal the ring and sneak up on the distracted Brand Shay and place it in his inventory. Shortly after you've done so, Brindle will conclude his speech and compliment you on a job well done, as well as give you your payment and offer you a chance to develop deeper ties with the guild. Brand Shay will also be approached by a guard and arrested on these obviously fake charges here on the spot, spending the remainder of the game in Richmond's dungeon. While you did succeed, for many players this might not sit right. The only way to join the Thieves Guild is to get an innocent man through. Come on. Besides, Brand is a vendor who's a Dragonborn can trade with and buy from. Him going to jail is just one less version of the game. Well, there's actually a way to complete this quest and join with the thieves, but make sure Brand Shay remains a free man. You see, once you've stolen the Destiny's ring, rather than plant it on the unsuspecting gunner, simply drop it. That's right, just drop it on the ground and remove the items from your inventory. After doing so, approach Brindle and a new dialogue option will become available that allows you to tell him that you've lost the ring. This will automatically fail the objective, but still complete the quest. Brindle will be surprisingly understanding of your mishap and will still invite you to join his faction. All the while, Brand Shay will not be arrested and will stay a vendor for the rest of your playthrough. Unless otherwise murdered to death, that is. But still, it's a win-win.
Lost it. Things showed signs of an issue with my television. I guess I should be surprised with the mention of going for that here. Because that's really fun. I guess I expected too much from you. I didn't pay the attention. That's it. For the ratings and built for that here.
Next on the list, Alderman's attack on Elgin is easily among the more memorable opening scenes in gaming. Almost being decapitated to death, only to be saved by her soon-to-be arch-nemesis in the nick of time and make your escape. But did you know that it's actually possible to escape and beat Elgin permanently? That is, without running through a spooky, scary dungeon like the game asks you to. As only begins as assault, if you run up one of the town's guard towers early in the level, the dragon will break his head through a wall and breathe fire into the building, killing a nearby float, but ironically, he only provides an easier path to safety for the dragon, as now you'll easily be able to jump onto a nearby home. This is also where Bethesda teaches the player how to jump in the game. However, rather than launch atop of that house as the game wants you to, if you instead decide to jump on the ledge that hugs the tower you're on, you'll be able to follow it around the structure and eventually jump onto housing walls. And from there, simply jump on and out of the town. After that, congratulations, you are free. Now, jumping on that tower ledge is certainly easier said than done, as there will be an invisible wall that kind of interferes with you, and it will likely take a few tries and well-placed quick saves in order to overcome and do successfully. But it is definitely doable. Once outside the city, you'll be able to roam the entirety of Skyrim. So, we'll have a couple of notice restrictions. Since your hands will still be bound, as doing this method will prevent Advar Raylock from cutting you free, you'll be unable to pick up items, move items, open doors, or even fast travel, making this not the most viable method of playing Skyrim. You also won't be able to enter dialogue with NPCs, as the interact button is effectively useless in this code. You'll not be able to enter cities, and if you're like me, you're probably just going to spend most of your time desperately fleeing from wild animals that you're completely defenseless from. Suffice to say, you're probably not going to be doing too much questing in a condition like this. You can't accept quests anyway. Nonetheless, I still found doing this pretty entertaining, and it's an interesting way to kill an hour or so. For this time, in previous videos we discussed how dropping valuables in private areas can result in the local NPCs and starting all-out brawls in a ritualistic like your thing. Well, apparently, dropping things that are, shall we say, not so valuable leads to some different results. Dropping items that have values under 5 gold, so, for example, empty wine glasses and bottles, in the middle of a settlement, can actually lead to the locals calling you out and criticizing the player for littering.
Watch the magic happen on your stairs possibilities, as it starts by filling up the right records, moves the deal forward, and updates the next steps, all without huge intervention. Next, Ambulance will dive into the Demon Dragon House, and within it,
Take a listen, and they call me a savage. At least I don't leave my trash lying around.
lots of blows but flash. And that's like it. Really, the nerve of some people leaving it scratch for a minute figures. Barbarians, most demonstrations.
Now, keep in mind, these verbal rebuttal won't always be heard, as the AI decides if it's going to say them rather randomly, and only certain characters have the appropriate dialogue files anyway, so it may take a few attempts. But no matter, I found this to be a hilarious role for that. The player's trick, going as before, during a Dark Brother's quest, morning never comes, ask people send the players meet with Mir, a woman in Martin, who wants a lot savage. Once you've arrived, she will inform the player that she wants you to take out a man named Elaine Dupont. He's currently the leader of a small bandit tribe operating out of the northern roots of Balthasar. Evidently, not too long ago, Elaine and Yuri were involved in a romantic relationship. Or, at least, that's what she thought it was. She was unaware of his bandit connection, and thought that he truly loved her. The truth is that, sadly, just wasn't the case. And Elaine was secretly using Yuri to get close to the Shattershield family, a powerful clan who she was good friends with. One night, Elaine and his posse robbed the Shattershield launch and disappeared into the mist. Yuri soon realized that she was played, but the Shattershield blamed her for the disaster and ostracized her from the community. This obviously destroyed our poor friend emotions. So she called upon the Dark Brotherhood to exact her revenge. Normally, once Yuri had given us the contract, we'll simply head to the ruins of Elaine's hideout, take care of it, and return for a night's cash reward. However, you can actually kill Elaine Dupont before beginning his quest. He's one of the few Dark Brotherhood contracts that's both spawned in and unessential before you're sent to kill him. If Dupont is already dead by the time you speak to Yuri, it will unlock some unique dialogue, in which she sounds a bit disappointed.
I'm grateful. This is about how I imagined things in reality. There was a lady that I was considering more, and, well, she was dead. My face seemed to make sense. Here's the gold ones when we pay for the job. No.
To me, it seems like she wanted to be the one to order his death in the first place. But nonetheless, she'll still pay you for doing her a favor anyway, and the quest will automatically be completed, allowing you to continue the dark end of the story. So, if you're ever looking to complete a bit of work for the Brotherhood early, this is your opportunity. And finally, last on the list, we're returning back to the smoldering settlement that is held in during the Dragon Attack. At one point, if you reach older than this zone, you'll swoop down and pick up an beautiful gold, only to toss them around like a ragdoll. It's pretty terrifying. But we can actually learn a bit more about this unfortunate thing. If your character is an Imperial, you'll have access to the Voice of the Emperor ability, which can be used once a day to call nearby enemies for 60 seconds. And should you choose to make your escape with Greylock, he's full and you can power up some the boat you can power out the dungeon, you'll be able to hear some otherwise lost dialogue that sort of hits on their thoughts of this matter, and specifically the poor soldier who was, well, taught. I'm so tired. I'm trying to just grab it. I don't know how I made it out of that. Better down here than out there. Once you at the top, if you don't decide to Grey Law or have the Voice of the Emperor ability, you'll never get to hear this conversation. And if you side with Hadvar, you won't encounter any friendly Imperial soldiers with these lines. And if you don't have the Voice of the Emperor ability, well, then you'll never be able to solve the hostile ones while you're with Grey Law. Likewise, if you choose to escape with Hadvar, the Imperial captain, you can use the Voice until a geographic stronghold you encounter. But their dialogue won't be particularly unique in any way. Still, though, this is a pretty interesting Easter egg, or I guess a tidbit or fact to be more appropriate, that the sense of us in the game requires to show a very specific starting map. Anyway, with that, we're going to wrap up. 5 more things you probably didn't know you could do in the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim Part 12. Which of the ones that we went over today were your own personal favorites, or did you find to be the most intriguing? What activities?
I love playing with and never have anyone to play with me. I wonder why. I can't wait to play with you. It's 20 minutes to play something. We'll figure that out at the time. This is really good fun. We're playing on the real fast. Let's find it. I'll take over my time. So this is an interesting distribution of our random truth for real. All right, just because you're in the group, it doesn't mean you get involved. I think it does. No? But anyway, I was just going to the South American area and the South Africa. Tried to do that for us. For real. I just took a picture of everything that's going to next show. Not a bad thing to think of everything for you. All right, stop talking. Just get on with it. Well, the business is on the land. You know, the major well, nobody asked for your analysis. Really, just have to put in our dollars. We'll be back. I want the best for my last. The back. Now we have to figure out if we can do it. Nope, George will be back soon. All right, it's my turn to go. Nope, here. I will put through to the Central American class and go to the North American country. College status. Yeah, that's not bad. Thanks, Jim. Although this is my chance to win. It makes sense depending on those 2 years.
back on it. All right, it's my land. Stand out.
I think that's a good strategy. Nice one. You're hiding in Australia. You're right. You always have to do that. The only place Joe has another man is North America's back. And I'm already close to them. So what? I think Joe did it. Okay, nobody cares what the people say anything for that matter.
All that after that. I'm taking over the entire South American continent.
What do you mean?
All right, well. All I need is ice to take over the entire European country. That's what you call a productive country.
Okay, the nice thing is you don't have to run for the they're not going to do okay, this is
All right, I like that movie. Good job, Joe.
I like that movie because it's something I just think I need to take it my home.
All right, so let's get started with the dog.
I don't think he's back in there, but I'll be putting more pictures and focus to get together this one. Which is the same.
It's probably because you don't have enough food.
Okay, so the time I have to stop and start to kill it and get it in the
We don't even want to camping in Australia. Oh my God. Yeah, but what's that thing?
living afterwards that trip.
I don't care. It's distracting me.
Dollar getting together just to get out of the
Maybe those to get it together and then we do it.
yeah, what's the move for the
Well, all of that goes elsewhere. We just do over there. That's how it's done. Did I tell you to talk? You know what? I don't need to do this. Yeah, Bill. Okay, I'll get it. Donald put it on the
not wrong about that, but
I wouldn't call it competitive guess. How about track? I would continue my expansion in the North American continent. Strikes are on. You don't have anything to defend it. Don't worry about it. I got a plan for you.
well, now I'm curious to see how you go about this deal.
Don't be. Build a track.
It's like it's got yeah, for real. This is the part that knows but the move is that I'm investing in this out to the program.
You're definitely in a better position to become good at it. If you're serious about it,
I don't know what the
it doesn't matter what you do. Big dollars up and down. My friend has just
I just have to stop you and not
that's a pretty productive program. That's just by replicating that. Well, it's not the track, but it's fine. And I will take over the European continent.
all I can do is stop and not on the deal will be hard to get
I guess the shit out of that. Why do you think so? Because you're not good at this. You lost in the game of life. And you lost the golfers with friends. You don't get the call. I have allowed the calls for negative however much I'm in.
I'm just glad that you're standing up for yourself right there.
It's got to be hashtag resource chat. It's so long. Okay, stop calling. I was super nice to you guys. And you've only been mean. I don't care because I have enough to back to rest. I'm going to take away the European from. But Eric, that's the part of me I can.
Very stressful job. There's a lot of these different buildings for one of the exceptions.
Just like that. Stop talking. I got the North American country.
Well, I think that's your last to you're coming out part of the life. You're setting up for yourself as a person.
That's not okay.
This is a going up to what this is about.
George, coming back next week.
If you think building is looking if you did it, I'm still on your back.
You must have. Let's go to the.
So this doesn't tell us it's on the wild and that's for sure. I just hope I have enough to pretend that it's one of the countries going.
Respecting you, Joe. World are actually doing something. They're like Iraq, who's been hiding in South America. You have other things you need to worry about. I'm not even going to talk to you. You just did.
All I just did was I have 2 months, 5 minutes. What did you guys do? Oh, we only got that deal.
Wait, what? Well, Mark, it was like talking. Okay, stop talking.
I'm going to try to tell you. What? I went to the fire factory to go over to
God damn it. Well, Iraq is actually
all that stuff. You got it.
we just like went up and we hung out here. And it was better than fighting.
I'm looking forward to it.
Okay,
Yeah, they're after the bonus to do.
okay.
So we can just continue to do without the building. Let's see what we got now.
Because still in this moment, I have no choice.
He's gonna set that 10.8 mil.
How dare you say that? I don't know what to expect of Donald, but the bill is being nice. Maybe too late.
Come on.
That bill started for what you got for us, Bill? But I don't have to. All of a sudden, the hot stuff. Stop talking.
I thought it was a wise Donald.
What's up?
Stop talking.
Yeah?
Started to sit in the middle like that.
Thanks for calling. All right, that's enough. Focus on your thing. I think I'm okay for now, Donald. It's quite right. I'm put back control of the atmosphere this time around. It's becoming much better. Hello, Joe. What's up, Joe? So I get to the back door and just to do it. Damn it, it only has one shot in it. I told you guys that King Donald will be winning this game.
Slow down there, Donald. I have a conference today.
You get one more of a bonus for the real time than the Australian time. You know that, right?
Okay, don't do each other like that. All right, let's stop down.
Oh, I'm dead serious about it, Joe.
To be honest, Donald, I think it's going to be that soon.
Wait, why?
I think it's going to be that
I don't know why you're laughing. Well, man, they got it.
okay, that's it. It's a best thing to have. I just feel you do it all the time.
Don't be the listener. It's still a step in the right direction. I think you're on the left part of the door.
That's something else. It's realized that I can really I'm not. I didn't realize that I could just have a therapy. My apologies, Joe, but I'm going to have to take a little bit well, how do you think? Every time I try to establish something, it's always that's all real happy to
Once again, Don, okay, so you're focusing on the wrong person. I believe that I'm in a good position. walk back. Most of the things that we're careful and I'm not concerned at all. Anything like that, it's not like that. What is the hell do you do? Something's on the right.
Okay, let's talk about that.
About damn time.
So we start to go with the good. So we can do it.
That's the right person. Don't worry, I'll make this work. Okay, but what's the guy exactly doing? Stop talking to me. All right, well, how about this? What happened? But this is what you mean when you said you were going to make something great. Once again, you're talking with your kids because they're going to go like that. But I'm not trying to talk like nothing in that concept. So this phone's about to take over here. That approach is going to thanks, Joe. So you can defend it well enough so it's appreciated. I think so. That's talking. I have a lot of shit to do. I think this is a good problem.
You're not wrong about that. Listen to that.
Let's see what happens. You'll go back. I don't think it's about fail, it's just not going to lose. But right now, I think you realize how much I'm going to pay the rest. Trust me, because I'm not going to do this. Now he's watching it. Don't be serious. There's a lot of things that are happening. Back to Australia. Things up and up. Good luck.
I'm not going to get that one. There
you have it, ladies and gentlemen.
What the hell do you want me to do? I'm in Australia. So you can put it on the fence. You just want me to do this.
You guys want my honest? I'm not just about it. It's like, you know, we're tired of all the things. Okay, that's the problem. How many times do I have to tell you that? We're going to do it like this.
All right, Bill. You got enough going on in the rest. How do you propose this?
So I got a little.
That's true.
But if I'm being completely honest here, Bob,
What's that?
I think I'm going to the
What?
I don't need to become an infection yet by any means of the future. So I have to take you out now. It's about damn time you put something left to something else.
You're not just
I think so. I tell you, we're not going to do this.
don't you just for 1 second if you're off the hook, Donald.
I'm so scared. You don't even have Australia anymore.
I still have 50 pieces of band. I was getting the sleep on and then my that was a good turn there. Now you have 4 points.
Thanks, Bill. Stop talking. I'm curious to see what Bob Ross does. Australia now. What's it going to be?
I think I'm going to take one of those 4 pounds of dollars away from it. And then I'm going to the basement.
Are you serious right now?
Why wouldn't I do?
Why don't you just build North American bonus and something like the bonus?
I'm thinking I'm going to do it in this life. Because then I think you actually really think it's coming out. So if you want to take really think it's like this like this, you're going to have the ability of I don't understand my first time. All guys keep the question. If I really think it's just I'm getting awesome.
You know what? It's fine. I'll be the one to take away Bill's thousand North American bonus. So I was trying to ask you what the question was. We're talking, but I guess I don't need to ask you. Okay, stop talking and watch me down with that up the entire empire. I told you that I'm still with you.
I don't know about the so really, still I feel so important.
Okay, one step at a time, Shannon, and now we'll be doing it. Once again, I have a lot of opportunities to belong to someone become Australia company. I was proposing our future, but I was also doing enough to get back working on it.
Yeah, why do you have to make my thinking about Australia? I was going to go to 2014,
For real, I got to just talk.
So I should just say, it's just a game, it's still the hell I'm going for real. It actually did that long since we were playing and sticking out.
You know what? You're right.
Wait, what?
Why can I keep coming out and know that this is still last week and this is the last time? In fact, I should be celebrating.
It's not a social last week.
Yeah, we'll see about that. But how you feel about your surgery? Yeah, I'm curious too. Good luck, Ola.
What's the move here around? I'm going to take the entire deal conference. I won't be able to get Australia, but at least I have a conference to get by doing.
You better keep your All right, well, this is an interesting approach. Now, I think I would have done something good. What about it doesn't matter if I can take it now or not. What kind of yeah, no, I just the way the rock things in your opponent, so I'm hearing my African content stuff. Okay, that's an interesting move. Shut the hell up. You don't want to play it and get people to I think I know what I'm doing. I'm standing on this table.
I guess it was worth a try.
Unfortunately for you, though, I'm not doing anything else that would change this result. That's true. I apologize, but I'm have to try finishing you off now.
Yeah, you can't finish off.
Maybe not. I do want to prevent Donald from getting his African bonus too. Why can't you just leave the hell alone? That's probably the stupidest question I've heard all day. Here's I am going to answer. You're really starting to feel yourself, huh?
I think you have every right to go.
If you don't want to hear me talk, then watch me dominate.
I'm more so curious as to how far you go with this attack.
I probably won't go up the road. I don't want to leave my entrances exposed to them.
That's a pretty good mindset to have, Bill.
Shut the hell up. Don't worry, though. I will be finishing you off very much soon. This is a very good time.
You should get Donald.
What's happening on the city right now? Yeah, but I'm just getting excited. I don't know how you told me to get Donald. What the hell? Yeah, I think I'm going to get to those disgusting. You're going to be stupid if you don't. That's it. Work together, hashtag, really work now. What is it that you and your love to do? For real. I get it. But you're not just reacting on Friday. How much is this stuff? What? Bill George is a person who is misunderstood. He said some mean things, but it's just been time to better himself, and I know he will come back in a great way. Why do you ask? I just wanted to know your thoughts. What the hell is going on? Shut up, Barbara. Yes, sir. I'm excited for everything. Don't be afraid of fear. The game is right. What the hell is going on? Why are you guys laughing? Thanks, Joe. I don't know how to do that. Scratch on about that. Go up there to finish you up. No, it can be better. Here it is. I can't let you mess around anymore. Facts. Besides, you'll be having focus. Facts. I don't think you have to do it. Facts. BPM is CP better. I'm waiting for a stop to Donald. Are you sure we're doing that? Like hell I am. All he did was eliminate you because you're supposed to do that during my term.
Just always think of
All right, shut the hell up. Once again, Doug, you're focused on the wrong business. Focus on the game. I think I'll be perfectly fine.
I guess we'll see about that. What's going to be your strategy here, Donald?
I think it's pretty simple if you ask me.
Okay, well,
I can literally prevent Bill from getting any kind of exposure. Like I predicted, Bill will have left the building to the members of the phone.
wait, watch this.
Donald, here's the fire now. Not here. Everything is done. Maybe I should bring you back to the house.
Well, I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, I don't know. Don't worry, you never know how to Donald might be taking my control situation. But I'll still be trying to go, oh, really, I'm getting a good turn. And most of this, that's something that once I teach you, George is coming back. I never want to see him doing something ever again.
What? Donald. He's listening to the bet on whether or not Bill stays and it turns out in the foot.
It doesn't happen.
Then what is happening in that movie? It doesn't happen.
Outside. So pick it up. Let me get back on it.
Donald, let me look at that stuff that kind of resonates now. No, that's not good.
I'm tired of showing you. I've been wanting to know for so long that you guys are trying to decide to play with the George and so long. I'm not asking you to know
You know what? I'm talking about this with a bit, but it's pretty forgiving and it's okay.
Whatever. Oh, you're going to do something good on the left side. So what? So, what are you going to do about it? I'm going to take over Australia and defend that institution. There is no way you're going to be able to make it.
You don't want to try to do something.
In Donald's defense, it doesn't even look like it.
I guess that's true.
As well as Donald had all of his. Yeah, whatever. I still have a Congress. It's not like this. It's just building a I think it's supposed to go. Okay, but I'll be taking over the Australian Constitution.
Okay, so the conversation
If you like the law, that's it. I don't know if it's you know,
I don't know if I did I would think it was important to see.
I can figure it out with my certified. All right, that's excellent. Just like that, though. I will have complete control of the Australian Congress. Nobody cares. I'm serious as to what you're losing this point. I'm sure I'll find a way, but I don't think they need to commentary or analysis.
All right, it's Donald. You're not a good man.
I don't give up. I will put it to the African worker and gain control of the entire country.
You're going to be able to defend it, though.
Yeah.
You'll still have control of your own
I'm fine. This is the final point. I just want to say everyone that you're doing the work with me done. I know you have issues with me, but I told you that I could be done. Don't forget interrupting like that. Let the fight guys just one last question. It's better to kill last game, or else this is my last game. This whole time, George is the team in place. This whole time, you guys have forgotten about George. This whole time, I have misunderstood George. Bill will never get George. George is coming back for our next speaking show. You guys decide on me or Bill. I know you.
Bill, I'm sorry for that. You're 100% deserved out here, but that's what we're talking about.
You guys are fun. You know what? Don't enjoy playing with George and them. You guys are a good group, and I feel like I'm doing with all the things that you respect.
Don't say that.
Don't worry about me, okay? I had a lot of fun playing these games with you, but you can't upset them. Okay? I'm going to go, but I'll catch you guys and I'll
You don't want to be aggressive to figure it out.
Bye.